Our band of adventurers had finally made it to the city of Exeter, owned by the Rona family, one of the noble families of the Jurahan Empire. Through your travels, you had been able to find a home for your stable and a place to rest your head. On your first day in the city, you decide to go exploring, in which you found Tyr, who was the host of the city's Plain Hunters Guild, having an argument with one of the paladins of Tyr. That you then went to the gladiatorial arena to see what was going on with the blood pits, which are due to happen at this point in the next day. There, two of you decided to have a bit of friendly spar, which resulted in the near death of one of your party members. Upon finishing this fight, you did your own separate things. A few of you went towards the Church of the Alliance, and others just went on a small shopping trip. And then you returned back to the Raven's Call, one of you passing out on the table, while the others casually went to sleep. We now continue on the next day. Drofnar, you awake to find yourself freezing cold and drenched in water. As you open your eyes, you can see that you are outside, not very far from the Raven's Call. It's within eyesight, but you're kind of sitting in one of the drainage channels that lead down towards the lower areas.
So I'm literally just lying in the gutter, am I?
Yeah. You don't know if you've been dragged there, you don't know if you walked out there, but you are literally, with no real memory of how you got there, in the gutter.
Can I investigate to see if I'm covered in piss or not?
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
First roll of the day, and it's seeing if I'm covered in them.
Oh.
Hey!
Checking, it is actually not. It is not. It appears to just be regular old cold water.
Oh, thank God. Okay. Right. Okay. So, do I know where I am?
Yeah, you still know where you are and such. This isn't your first time passing out and waking up in a random gutter somewhere. Okay. So you are. The last thing you remember is you don't quite remember, but you know it involved a fight.
Right. Okay. Was it a fight? I'm trying to even remember it now. It's so long ago.
It has literally been 1 week. Well, while you try and remember that, the rest of you all wake up in your respective beds. What do you guys do while Drofnar is trying to get his bearings?
I'm just thankful it's not piss this time.
Okay, I am going to just, like, get up and basically just get ready. Like...
Alright, so you don your armor and such, and you basically head down to the main area of the Raven's Call then?
I'm gonna wake up Evie first, since she's in the room with me.
Alright. And did you also deduct your gold for the night that you spent?
Yes, I did.
Alright.
At least I think I did.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Yep.
Alright. Alright. So, Hey, Eve, come on. It's morning.
Alright.
We gotta make sure Drofnar isn't dead.
He survived demon. He probably survives being drunk.
You say that, but he's probably, like, dead in a ditch somewhere, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised with anything that happens to him.
I think you're that lucky, dear.
Alright. Let's go wake the bard. Let's go get him.
I'm just
Mhm.
gonna be already down. Just gonna already be down there having some coffee.
The Raven's
He's
Hall does not
singing.
serve coffee.
Damn it!
He just
That's
grabbed some beans
exotic.
off the
Come
side
on.
of the road.
What can I be drinking then?
I mean, if you need waking up, I'm sure
That
someone
isn't
can give you a
alcohol.
hard slap to the face.
Brilliolf, when you ask for something to like help wake you up, he passes you what appears to be a clear liquid, but when you drink it, it burns. Like not like the painful kind, but like if you have something spicy, like that kind of burn.
Well then. What was
But
that?
but it does wake you right up.
What the hell was that?
Give him like a shot of vodka.
It's we call it Bone Shaker's Brew.
Yeah, vodka.
Wonderful.
Yeah, that's fantastic, isn't it?
Just wonderful.
All right, we're gonna kind of hop down the stairs and do I have to roll investigation to see that Tropnar's not there?
I would say probably not. The inn is
Okay.
quite empty this early in the morning. There's not a lot of patrons, but you do not see. But at the table where you last saw him, you do not see your dwarven companion.
Is there a dent in the table?
It looks like the table had recently been cleaned.
Cleaned or cleaved?
Cleaned, like
Okay,
cloth
okay.
and such.
Yeah. See, I told you he isn't here. He's probably fighting chickens or something.
You know, I really do want to see him fight a chicken.
Hey! Don't be joking about chicken fighting. People get arrested for that.
I mean, technically, if Trothnor fought a chicken, would it still be cockfighting?
Yeah, so
Trofnar, you finally come to
Easy
full realization of where you are and such, and you can see the ravens call nearby. What do you do?
Okay. Without, okay, so I see, the sign for the Raven. It's called the Raven's Call. Is it called?
The ravens call, yeah. It's about
Raven's Call in, and I literally just pick myself up and just stumble right through the door.
all right. You all watch as Trofnar comes in, looking cold and damp.
Get me a drink.
Jesus Christ, man, you look like a lost puppy.
I know. I need to warm up. Get me a fucking drink. Didn't you hear me?
All right, lad. All right. And he just reaches down and just starts filling a tankard with ale.
We need to
Is
talk.
there anything different about Trofnar besides being cold and wet?
I mean, no. He just looks.
He doesn't look beat up or anything.
No. I mean, he's just seems cold and wet. You see there's a little bit of red on his face and such, but you think that's just the cold.
Yeah. Well, nice to see that your back end is ugly as ever. Where were you?
Well, last time I remember, I was sitting down here, letting old Victor know my mighty victory over insurmountable odds.
And as you say this, you hear one of the patrons go, "Oh God, not this again!"
Ah, Christ.
How I defeated the mighty she-devil herself with one hand tied behind my back in front of 20,000 spectators. The crowning glory.
There once was a hero named Ragnar.
I'm very sure that's not how it went, and I don't know, maybe you're talking about another she-devil. I'm just going to go ahead and go get a meal.
Right. Yes, let me
So
bring up my.
How much does that cost again?
The ale costs 3 copper, and the meal is 3 copper for like either meats or veg.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Alright, I don't want
my own
any
meal.
ale. I'm just gonna get a meal.
Yeah, I'm getting a meal too.
All right, so that's 3 copper for the 2 of you.
Yeah, I paid mine.
Me too.
Oh, I didn't pay for my first ale of the day, did I?
No, that's 3 copper for yours as well.
Right, thank you.
Oh
Do you
wait, one
think
sec.
you want to eat
I'm looking at the wrong
something
in. I'm looking at the wrong in information. It's 5 copper for the ale.
Ah. Okay, so I've got 4 copper and 9 silver. What does that make it?
So that would be. So you said you got 4 copper, 9 silver. That would be
Yeah.
8 silver, 9 copper.
What?
So is that how much you've got after you took the 3 copper?
No. Minus like the 5 copper I need to pay. No. Like just in my wallet, I've got right now before even paying 4 copper, 9 silver, and 45 gold.
Right. So
So how
Pay-
much?
so it's 5 copper for the ale.
Yeah.
So
well, what's the conversion rate between copper? Between
5
copper
copper
and silver again?
is. 10 copper is 1 silver. 10 silver is 1 gold. 10 gold is 1
So
platinum.
does the bartender have change for 1 copper for 1 silver?
He does. He hands you 5 copper back.
Awesome.
The bartender, it'd be silly if he didn't have change.
You never know. It could have been an all card place. I don't know.
It's easy to assume that if it's an NPC in a town, it probably has change.
Well, if it's a trader, certainly.
It's all contactless
Yeah.
these days. Not many people do money these days now.
Well, it's a good thing that we're in a fantasy land with dragons and dwarfs and elves.
Yeah, we still don't have.
Okay. That is my suspension of disbelief truly shattered. They don't have credit cards. Are you fucking kidding me, Tom?
We don't have fake coin yet.
Sorry about that.
All right. So
okay, yeah.
you pay for your meals and your ales, and you sit around one of the tables and just quietly eat. Eventually, you do finish your meal, and now the day is yours. So,
So all I remember is essentially just passing out on one of the benches here. Do any of you remember seeing or hearing me during the night or anything? Because
No.
somehow I got out from inside here and in a fucking gutter. I haven't the foggiest out. Any of you got any clue?
Sorry, but I don't really pay attention to you.
Yeah, I went upstairs after I saw how drunk you were and just kind of went to sleep.
Right. Still, like somehow, I don't know. I mean, maybe one of your supporters got jealous of how well I destroyed you in battle and thought to do some sort of and tried to assassinate me or something. That's the only thing I can think of right now.
I think you're overthinking this.
Clearly, she knew she couldn't beat me 1-to-1, so she got one of her lackeys to pick me off when I had my back turned. It's the only thing that makes sense.
Once again, I think you're overthinking this. I think the more likely thing is that you got into a drunken bar fight and got thrown out.
Come on, really? You think I lose bar fights? To be fair, you think that's more sensible than her trying to get one of her lackeys to kill me?
I didn't say you lost the bar fight.
Compensation tries to figure out what happened. We will be dealing with more important things.
Yeah, we have to go to that one.
Like how to get your head out of your ass, princess?
What were they called? The bagel goose or something?
are you referring to the tower that Tyr told you about?
Yep.
You're referring to Kimbany Battle Club.
Close enough.
Before that, we were talking about getting the book back from Claudia.
Oh yeah.
After all, how are we supposed to get information about something that we don't even have anymore?
Yeah,
that means
that's
you guys go back to Pterodon Crossing, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, you gave the book to Claudia, and she's in Pterodon's Crossing, 7 days
Yes.
travel from here.
Okay.
So we were going to send a pigeon, and we were going to discuss that with Evie, considering that she is the disgusting vermin keeper.
Excuse you.
I'm not saying that you're disgusting. I'm saying that the vermin are disgusting.
Pigeons are not disgusting. They are very useful birds. More useful than you half the time.
besides. I think these are squabs actually, so they're domesticated and bred for cleanliness, intelligence,
Also,
and
have you tried one of them
transportation of mail.
Well, let's see if a pigeon saves you from getting killed next time, Evie.
Oh, let's
Anyways,
see if you get a heal.
I can heal
Oh,
myself.
all right, ladies, stop! You're both pretty.
I'm
Can I
prettier.
smack him now?
You can roll for an attack on him if you want.
Oh
God, we're
what would that
such great
regularly
party
be?
members.
It would just be if you were doing the normal attack. I mean, if you're just trying to just hit him really hard with your hand, it'd just be like a normal attack roll.
Yeah.
Like hell, you could just use the roll for your mace if you want, because it's still going to be your proficiency and your strength modifier and such. I mean, she's
So
obviously
just
not.
regular mace to hit and then damage?
Yeah, the damage is 1 plus your strength modifier.
Ooh.
That doesn't hit. You just try and swat him around the back of the head, and he just ducks very quickly.
Can we all stop squabbling like children? We have tasks to do.
I agree with her.
That'd be the first time.
Alright, let's roll.
Okay, fine. Let's
So, do
Guess
you
it's
think
up to
that
me.
your pigeon, considering how young it is, would be ready to fly back with like a letter or something?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. We could always head over to the Pigeon Palace and see.
Alright then. Suppose that's fine. Another bird palace.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wait,
the Plane Hunters Guild is on the way to the tower. It's within eyesight. The base fits within
Yeah.
eyesight.
So we can basically just like check in there, see what's up, and then maybe go to the tower, see if we could get some answers with what we have.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Alright, yeah, that sounds good.
Wait, on the way out, can I quickly ask the bartender what happened last night?
You mean Bronyoff, yeah?
Yeah, Brynjolf, sorry, yeah. Can I ask him what happened last night and how he ended up in the gutter?
As you mentioned it, he just laughs a bit and says, well, lass, that might have been my doing. A little bit of a joke there, but you wouldn't stop with your snoring. I also asked one of the lads here to give you a bit of a wake-up call, and he just kind of beckons to your thoroughly cold and wet self.
Just so you know, I've killed men for less.
And I've killed men for more.
Oh my god.
Fucking hell. And I'm too sort of hungover and annoyed to respond, so I just leave.
Okay, so you all head over to. So wait, what you're all heading towards? Whatchamacalls it? The Plane
Pigeon
Hunters Guild.
Palace.
All right, yeah. Sorry, I'm just multitasking here, so it's hard to do this stuff. All right,
Yeah.
so
Treeborn Pigeon Palace.
okay, so you arrive inside the Plane Hunters Guild. Appears to be rather quiet. There's no sign of a paladin hounding Tyr, and he's just looking over several documents.
Well, Evie, you're the one with the bird.
Okay.
We'll be here for moral support.
Oh, how wonderful.
Sure you need moral support for asking if a bird is ready to fly.
All right. So I guess I'm going up to the counter.
All right, and as you do, Tyr's just like still looking, and he's like, "Oh, hey, how's it going? What's up?"
I'd like to see if my pigeon's able to send messages, and I take my lovely little pigeon out of my bag.
You just
He-
keep it in your bag, like.
he like reaches a hand out to take a look at it. So he gently takes the pigeon from you.
Meanwhile,
just looks
Nelson has a stroke. Okay.
and just looks it over.
Sorry, I'm doing pigeon noises.
If
Yeah, like
you give it maybe a month or so, it might be. It looks like he's not even old enough to fly yet. I mean, are you gonna train him into like flying and such? You know, to come back and such?
Of course. I got him from another pigeon palace. Hunters. Plain Hunters Guild. That's the name. Plain Hunters Guild.
Can't
Right,
even remember.
right. And you can see that the pigeon's kind of like hopping over his hand, and he's just like having to be very quick with like making sure that it doesn't fall off. He's like,
Pigeon.
I mean, pigeons nearly ready to fly, but it's not going to matter much if you know, haven't trained him to be able to deliver messages. That's going to take a few months as well. So you're looking at maybe 3 months, and then he'll be able to at least return to you. And then after that, it's teaching him to go to areas. And he hands it back to you. Why do you need to send a message anyway?
We're trying to get a book returned to us.
Right, just from a random person, or?
Princess, get over here. You're the talking one.
Hey, what about me?
Hello, I'm the only useful member of the party. So, we need to get a book back from Claudia in order to continue our investigation.
Oh, right, that she thing you were on about, yeah. I can easily have one of our pigeons just, like, send a message asking her to send it to us, or a copy of it. It'll take about 2-3 days, probably. Claudia's usually quick with the messages. Pterodon's Cross is not exactly a big hub like it is here. I can easily get one of them sent out over. Maybe she can get, like, one of the bigger ones back.
I think that would be fine. I could turn over to the party. I think that we'll be here at least for a week, so.
We'll be able to get that.
Blood pits and questing.
Right. Do you have like a message all written out, or?
I shall.
No, but I can certainly do that.
Go ahead and do that. I'll get Gim to find us one of the pigeons that are ready to fly. And you see him, like, he steps back and starts going up the spiral staircase that's at the back. That's in the middle of it all.
Rude. I was going to write that.
Alright.
Well, then why don't you do it?
All right then. I just take the feather out of my cap, and it being said.
A feather in his hat and called it macaroni.
Yep.
All right. So for the sake of brevity, you so essentially you're basically saying in the letter that if she can send either like a transcript of the book or the book itself. Is that what you're basically saying?
Yep.
All right, so you quickly write one of them, a letter down on a bit of parchment that they have, and then Tyr eventually comes down and says, "Right, yeah, we got one that's all rested up and ready to go. Have you got the letter all written then?"
It is done.
All right.
Your handwriting is atrocious.
And he takes it away. Says, I have worse." And he just shakes his missing hand.
At least you have an excuse.
Well, not really an excuse when you got two of them, eh? I'll get this sent to Pterodon's Crossing. As said, it'll be about... There and back, it'll be about 4 days in total.
All right, then. I guess we'll just have to stay a while.
Alright,
No
so-
problem, though.
Right, it's fine. That should be enough time for what, blood pits and victory party? Right, it should be fine.
If you win.
I mean, there's like a first, second, third place. So even if you don't win, you get at least some benefits. The first place get obviously the most fit, and they get to make a request to the Rona family. But you know,
Why is that a prize?
it's the Rona family like how do I word it? They like knowing that they have people that are willing to protect Exeter, or people who are willing to protect the kingdom. And even though I say, like, you make the request, it's not a case of you request it, they'll do it. But it's like you have, like, you can have a word with them, say something you'd like to happen, and it kind of just puts it in their head, you know? And they might make the change.
They sound like right twats.
There's a few bad eggs in there. I mean, you guys heard the news. Marion lost her title. Stuff's going to be auctioned during the Blood Pits. They do their best, but nobody's perfect.
And Peach just appeared again.
Peach, no!
Oh, God damn it. Yeah.
Peach,
Nancy
you-
just does not
All-
understand the concept of this. Why would they ask nobles for things? Like,
Why would they even want to talk to us?
The Rona family aren't like the rest, like most of the noble families. They're the kind of people that they mean well, but they just fuck it up all the time. They've been trying to get that nice balance, but, I mean, the manufactories for the middle class, and they're going to be focusing on that because it is their business, but they have made efforts to try and, like, sort out the infrastructure and everything. They've fitted wells in the root section. That was fortunate for them. It's just one of those things where it's... you can only do so much.
as I try to get back online.
That's kind of like
Hey,
this
what
one
else could
happening
do with
where I'm
sorting out that
from.
internet?
My internet is fine. It's like the site is just being weird because everything else is working.
Try it in a different browser?
Most peculiar.
Indeed.
Yeah, hop on.
Maybe.
What do you want, dear?
I'm on Chrome.
Yeah, same.
Oh, so it should be fine then. I'm on Chrome. It's working perfectly.
I mean, I'm on Firefox, but whatever.
Yep.
But usually the requests, it's like something simple. I've won it quite a few times. I've made a couple of requests, some granted, some not.
So what wasn't granted?
Well, I told them to get the paladins to stay the fuck away from the business, but they can't do anything about that.
Liddy.
Most people don't want to go against a church in the first place.
It's not so much me going against... I mean, they don't really care much about the Paladins of Tyr, but given its, central part of, how the church operates in Jurhan in general, they can't really do much. They've even had the Paladins of Brightspark, the ones which they support, talk to him, but... it's false words and empty promises for him.
I'll be back in just a second. I'm going to check my internet.
Okay.
Okay.
See you in a bit, love.
I see then.
Yeah, but I mean, there's been few ones, I asked if it was possible to move, the military manufacturing to, the military as opposed to like in the public districts. They were fine with that. They said yeah on that one.
And she's in.
I'm in.
Yep.
But
Well,
yeah, essentially the winner gets a prize pool, and essentially they can meet with the Rona family and make a request, or just small talk, which is kind of what I've gone into at this point.
I see that.
Yeah. You can ask us one question. So, how's the weather?
Well, no. You can ask multiple questions. You can have a casual talk with them. Like, essentially, essentially it's like a victory dinner. But you can openly say that you wish to make a request, and then that's what the request is.
Got it. So it's like if you won like a big tournament at the Colosseum, you get like a private audience with the Emperor. Got it.
Well, yeah, the Blood Pits is basically the biggest event that happens in the city. Funny, given its participation size.
The WrestleMania Super Bowls, okay.
Like, surprisingly, we don't actually get a whole lot of people that participate in this.
Is that so?
I think it's more just the case of, like, competition or just general fear, you know? We don't reveal what the monsters are going to be fighting in the Blood Pits, so when it happens. And they could be fighting someone they don't want to. And in the Gladiators, I mean, I've seen some pretty poor sods just wet themselves in the first round.
Yeah. Do you get a lot of the plane hunters doing it?
They mostly go with, like, the actual blood pits, you know, the monster fighting. That usually contributes to their points. It's like, it's essentially, you know, like how, and he, like, looks over a bit of parchment. You know, like how you, like, did your little hunting tour at Old Pterodon's Crossing?
Yeah.
The blood pits is basically ours. We bring the monsters to you, and you kill them, and you get points based off it. It's a lot safer, too, but, you don't fight as many stuff, and you're limited.
Is that so?
Yeah.
How many are you limited to?
Well, the Blood Pits is the actual, like, monster fighting one. It's a 4-round, basically, endurance, compared to the Gladiator Pits. And the Gladiator Pits, it's like, you know, one person fights another person, and then that winner goes to that one and fights the winner from another one. But between rounds, the clerics heal you up. But in the Blood Pits, it's 4 rounds, and you only have, like, half an hour to get your bearings before the next round, and the clerics do not heal you until you're out. Or dead. Or on the verge of death.
I see.
And even then, they just bring you back enough to not have you dead.
I understand then.
Yeah, so it's essentially gladiators, 1v1, against people, no hunters points because you're not fighting a monster, you're healed at the end of each round. Blood Pits, it's a group of people fighting against monsters, you don't get, like, rested up each round gets harder. I mean, there's prize pools for all of them anyway.
I fixed it.
Yay!
Yay!
Yay.
Okay.
I see. I just look at it. Like, are we actually going to be entering this?
Yes, we're going to be entering this because most of us can heal ourselves.
So you're entering the Blood Pits? Like, the monster ones? Because if so, I'll be able to write you down on it.
Of course.
I wasn't actually saying that. I was just giving her a look like, are we actually doing this?
Wait, though, I thought, like, me and Princess are doing the gladiator thing. I thought we can't do both.
Yeah, we
No,
can do
you're
that.
joining us. Princess was taken on the gladiator pit.
Oh, what?
No, we're both going.
Yeah, they're both doing the gladiator pit.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, that just makes it a little harder, but it'll still be fun.
I mean,
It's okay, you can still kind of tank your beefy cleric.
Exactly.
I mean, I know Burr, and I can tell because the rule was put in because we've had a bunch of like older fighters try and do that. But if you guys want, I can talk with Burr and see if he might make an exception, letting these lots fight in the gladiator tournaments and the blood pits. But just so you're aware, if you use any of your spells or anything, you're not going to be able to have them back by the time the blood pits start.
Alright, so... Which goes first, by the way? Is it the gladiator in the morning?
It's the gladiator. It's the gladiator pits first,
Right.
and then the blood pits are for the afternoon.
Okay, so if we do both, it's gonna be, you know, Nemesis and not Nemesis, sorry, what's her name, Evie and Delson. You're gonna have to do most of the legwork for the blood pits. You think you're up for it?
I mean, there's rules in the gladiator tournaments about like what you can and can't do. They usually go over it on the day, but I've been in it enough that I can tell you what it is. You know, for those of you that can cast spells, you can only cast 2 of them per round.
Like, even in the blood pit?
No. The blood pits is anything goes. We're not going to put that handicap. I mean, in the actual like gladiatorial fight. So against your opponent, you can only use 2 spells, and then once you use those 2 spells, that's it. You can't use any more spells against that opponent. But then the next one, you can use 2 spells, and so on and so forth. It's how quite a few of them actually make it to the finals.
I see.
The finals, mind you, they don't win it.
Just to check, does that work for my abilities too? Is that just spells or not abilities? So like I can't do like 2 action surges or something.
Well, I mean, your character in general does not have the ability to do 2 action surges.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's our case. It's our case of like in the pits, like you get like unlimited cast, unlimited action surges and such. No, you're still limited by the normal amount, but it's like the additional rule in the gladiator pit is what you can use. You can only use a certain number of times.
Right, I understand.
But
Okay, just thought I'd ask that. Okay.
But yeah, if you guys wanna do the gladiator pits and the blood pits, as I said, I'll have a word with Burr, see if he can let this slide. Me and him go way back, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue.
I mean, like, kind of think of it, like, the worst thing he can do is say no, I suppose.
Essentially. I mean, we get the requests all the time. The only reason why it'll probably work for me is, again, I've known him for a while.
Right. Yeah, so...
I mean, I doubt that we'll use many of our spells or skills. At least I don't think Chopnar will. I don't think he'll get very far.
Didn't he take you down, though?
It was luck, okay?
You didn't get 1 hit in love, like, you put a berry of a fight. It was like...
arrogant to win again anyways.
It was like fighting the fucking broom.
Both of you, shh, calm down. Deep breath. Namaste.
I'm just praying that at some point we're gonna fight again.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
sure then.
It was this one thing that one of my roommates at the Bard's College used to do whenever they'd get breathing in and then going namaste, whatever that means.
I'm still amazed that you went to a college. Anyways, yes, if you could put a word in, that would be fantastic.
You do know Namaste means vulva in Dwarvish, don't you?
Well then.
I will, I'll do that once I, get the last set off. And he just slowly, like, backs away before going up the, stairs again.
It's so nice to have someone actually helpful.
I know.
I try.
It's nice to know that the world isn't entirely full of twats, and looks at Nemesis.
So I suppose we are headed off to the tower now.
to Basil Goose.
Actually, I
Are we
believe.
making Michael Keaton?
What?
I thought he said. Did someone say Beetlejuice?
No, I don't know what the hell Dom said. He said something.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
We-
So you're heading to the tower then.
Yes, please.
Tower of Babelgut.
All right. So you arrive. It's only like a couple of 100 feet away from the Plain Hunters Guild, so you get there very quickly. There's no guards anywhere near it. In fact, there's basically nothing. It's like essentially someone just placed a tower in a square. You can see that it's not straight; it's slightly crooked, and its lower area is overrun with vegetation. Like you can see ivy and moss clinging onto it. But you can see there is a oak door that is currently closed.
Well, there's only one thing left to do. I knock on the door.
No response.
I bang on the door with my fist.
As you like hit the door hard, it actually swings open
By its own force, or me hitting it?
by you hitting it. Like you just go like wham, and it just opens up.
He casted knock.
And and you can see now there is nothing on the ground floor except for a long spiral staircase. And looking up, you can see there is basically what appears to be like an opening that the stairs go towards.
Okay. Alright, you want to go up the tower first? The creepy abandoned tower. Who wants to do it?
Are you too much of a coward to do it yourself?
Well, to be honest, if there's something up there, whoever's first is going to get hit first, and I don't want
As they argue, I'm just going to walk in.
Following after.
All right, so you start making your way up the stairs. You can see that it's all well lit. There appears to be some torches. They're not like there's no actual fire. There just appears to be like a dull light coming from them. And at the top of each one, as you kind of look at them, you can see there's a stone with a weird carving in the middle of it that appears to be the source of the light.
Interesting.
Be right back.
I think my dogs are starting to go
Wait,
crazy.
so a stone carving emitting light?
Yeah.
Oh,
What
can
is
I use my
stone
dwarfy...
carving?
Can I use stone cunning? Using the dwarf?
Yeah, just give me a second. I need to show my dogs are starting to bark like crazy.
Okay.
Oh yeah, dwarves know about rocks and stuff.
Fuck yeah, we're all about stones. Dwarfs, we rock. No.
We will rock you.
No.
Please don't. I saw Rock of Ages once on my, I think it was one of my birthdays one year. That's a shite.
Just don't even remember which birthday.
No, I do. I think it was my 17th. And it wasn't very good.
See, like, we're getting all ready to fight in the gladiatorial contest and the blood pits and stuff, and I am just ready to get my ass handed to me.
Oh, really? To be honest,
Like,
in character, I'm basically thinking of my victory speech. I'm that confident.
Oh boy. Yeah. I imagine that we're both just gonna get knocked out.
Oh my god, yes. We're gonna get utterly destroyed. We're gonna all roll one. We're gonna both roll ones for our first encounter. And get
Getting
Oh,
quiet
God.
while one was arguing with the other about its bed.
I'm back. What'd I miss?
Nothing much. I was just showing my dogs up.
Oh, I want to see
'Cause-
the puppies.
We,
I mean,
we were
I've-
talking about how we were probably gonna get our asses handed to us, even though like Troff's really confident right now.
Okay, so what was that about the stone cutting that I heard also as well? Or stone cutting?
yeah. Because I'm a sexy little dwarf boy. Can I Can I use my stone cunning abilities to find out what the hell this thing is?
This would be an
Just tell me
Arcana
what it
check, because it is clearly
A
a
what?
mag. It's an Arcana check, because it's clearly
Magic.
It's clearly magic
Uh,
related.
So my dwarf cunning, so my stone cunning wouldn't work.
No, it's more of a magic. It seems to. I mean, you can tell just from looking at it. It appears to be just using an ordinary stone. It's just been, charged with an alchemical something or other. You're not sure. You'd have to have a Arcana check on it to see.
Yeah, well, I'll nibble her then. I won't do it.
All right. It's a stone that glows.
Just a
Cool.
random glowy thing.
Okay, so you make it up to the top, and you can see you are now in a rather messy looking, well, essentially looks like a shop floor. You can see that the tower is actually, there is a large counter clear through the middle of the floor. And you can see past that, you can see another spiral staircase that is going upwards. There's various what looks to be like robes and books and such, whereas on the other side it's very neat with like various shells full of weird ingredients and random objects. There is some structure on your side, but for the most part it's a little bit messy. And you can see standing on the in front of the counter is a half-orc. You can see he's got like a sort of a bowl-cut haircut, blonde hair, his eyes are deep brown and rather sunken in. His skin, typically orc skin is like a greenish color. His is like a dark green, almost like blackish color. And you can see he's wearing like some rather fancy red robes. And he's just staring there looking at you.
Firstly, your haircut is horrifying.
I resent that, but very well.
Hello there.
I'm sorry, I can't even without laughing.
Hello there, though. Good to.
You, Bard, explain why we're here.
We are here because we are looking for some.
I was like, we're here because Bard, explain.
The reason that we're here is because we're looking into we're investigating something, and we believe you might be able to help with us a little bit.
Is it a need for arcane items, or
Maybe knowledge on the arcane.
right? What is it that you need to know?
I shall proceed to begin explaining everything that has happened so far.
Okay, so you give the a rough rundown of like Denlitz and him talking about the she and going underground and summoning a demon. And you can just see the half-orc looks a bit confused and says, "There are many who would." And as this happens, you hear from up the stairs. You hear it goes, "Karmora! Is there someone there?" And you just see the orc just. Yes, Kimberly, it appears we have customers. And you just suddenly hear like a really fast, movement of footsteps. And you see coming down is a human, a very old human. He looks to be in his 70s or such. Incredibly skinny. You can see he has a light beard that goes down to just above his stomach. He's wearing what you would see as a typical like blue wizard hat and rose, but you can see they're both very worn out with very faded colors, slightly frayed, and like patchwork on the areas where he seems to have done repairs. As he comes down, he has like these wild like green eyes that are just absurdly like wise. Like,
yes, you want to know about information? You want to sell, buy, yes?
Yeah, we came looking to see if you have some about, well, we may be dealing with.
Why were you acting Karmora? He's just an apprentice. He doesn't know anything.
At this point, Kerr, who you can tell is fine, so half goes. They, to make it simple for everybody, they saw a drow chase him underground. He summoned a demon and kept talking about a she, and they wanted to know if we knew anything about a she. I assume that's correct?
Yeah,
Oh, yes,
that's
yes,
the gist of it.
yes. You want to know about the Karmora? Yes. There could be, many people could be involved in that. There could be, Lonef, there could be, yes, drow gods. It's probably drow gods.
At this point, Kurt just says, what he is trying to say is that the drow tend to follow several of their gods, and most of them are involved with things like demonic summoning. One of them is Lolith, spelled Lolth. She is also known as the Spider Queen, and spiders like underground stuff. Again, the human just says,
Yes, and they good, that was jokes. Yes.
he is probably talking about Gronder, who is also known as that witch. Kimberly, do you just want me to talk about this? I know.
No, you don't know. You don't know anything, apprentice. Yes. Beyond that, what were we talking about?
We were talking about the drow.
Yes, drow, nasty people, nasty. Well, yeah, there's quite a few, drow, they like, worship dark things sometimes, and they like spend time on the ground, and, I don't know anything else, sorry. But would you like to buy? This is Kindle Crack, this is my shop, yes.
It's okay.
I'll
I'm
take
just
this
kind
one for the party and take Mo to the side to ask about some robes.
I'm just kind of staring in horror.
Oh.
What is happening?
And as you're just staring into horror, just you see the human, which you figure at this point from what Mer said is Kimberly, just looking at us.
Hi!
Hello.
Would you like to buy anything?
What do you have? Are
I
you
have-
going to skin me if I don't?
I have, and you, he points to you, Evelyn. You wanted to know about, robes, yes. Okay, yes. Go find some, sorry. Yes.
And he's just like there, just with a big grin, just looking at you, as you just see Kerr just rather dejectedly just start walking about and just picking up several things.
Yes, there's something on your side which you can have a look at as well. We've got scrolls for spells. We've got a couple of magical items. And I think we have. Kerr, have you found anything yet?
At which point, Kerr comes by with a pair of robes, which he shows to you, Evelyn. You can see they're dark robes with a sort of creamish tan like highlights down on the the normal where it ends, basically on like the cuffs and the bit where it comes together. I don't know the word for it because I'm daft like that. It comes with a belt which is rather pretty. You can see it's like again it's black with a tan highlight, but in the middle it's got like a sort of, it's essentially arcane writing in a sort of bluish ink. What I have here is robes of featherfall. Not as strong as the actual spell, but once a day, this will cast the Featherfall spell on yourself only.
Well, that sounds lovely. How much were you thinking for it?
Well, materials, all that. At this point, Kimberly speaks up.
60 gold! 60 gold for the robes of featherfalling. Yes, yes, yes. You buy? You buy?
Hold on 1 second.
Oh wow,
Yes, yes.
that's a bit pricey.
Repeat the price one more time.
60 gold. Yes, yes.
You said 60 or
60.
30?
60.
At this point,
60. Yes, yes.
he still got his hands stretched out.
60.
6-0. He's speaking English.
Kerr just speaks up. Yeah, 60 gold.
party.
It takes a bit to make these spells. Infusing a spell into an object isn't exactly a overnight thing.
60 is a little high for me. I'm sure you could do lower though.
How much?
I'd say about 50. 50, 49.
Make a persuasion check.
Nemesis is just shocked. What is happening?
42 gold. 42 gold. Yes, I give you 42 gold. Yes, yes, yes.
I'll meet you at 42 gold.
Yes, yes. Hey, money, please. Yes.
And so I hand him the money and I take my robes.
Yeah, and so now you have robes of Featherfall. So once a day, you can cast Featherfall on yourself while wearing it.
Hooray!
Yay.
She's,
Yes, yes. Anything else? Yes, yes.
Do you happen to have a changing room anywhere nearby?
At this point, Kerr says, against my bad judgment, he just lifts up, like, part of the, with the normal counters, it's got that plank which you can lift up. There's a room upstairs. Go ahead and give it a try.
Alright. Head upstairs, change into the new robe.
Alright.
I'm just going to be looking at the other objects of magic value.
Alright, just so you know, I think, like, Kerr follows you up and indicates to the room, but he doesn't, like, he obviously just stays there, so he lets you go in and such.
What's a gentleman?
Yep. So you find, there's a bunch of random assortments. You can see a few scrolls in there. You can see a ring which has, like, a red ruby embedded in it. You can see, rather oddly, a maul is just kind of resting against the wall.
You said a mole?
Maul. M-A-U-L.
M-A-U-L.
Giant ass hammer, basically. A great hammer, basically.
excuse me.
You can see a weird potion that seems to sparkle, some boots, and a weird bubbling black liquid, and what appears to be like a sort of a staff.
Drink it.
I'm not gonna drink the weird thing.
Well, you're not there. You're upstairs changing at this point.
Yeah, I'm going to look at the staff.
All right. So you pick up the staff and you like carry it towards us.
Yes, yes, yes. That's a firebolt staff. Yes, yes.
I see.
I am going to look at the hammer there, and I am going to go to the orc.
Well, the orc is still upstairs, making sure that Evelyn
he
doesn't go
is?
wandering about.
Oh god.
You've
Okay,
you've
I'll
only
go
got
to
Kimberly
the
for
man
now.
that I'm scared is going to skin me.
Alright. So you pick up the hammer and you says,
Oh, yes, yes, yes. The Maul of Earthquakes. Yes, yes,
Earthquakes.
yes, yes.
How does
I'm-
that work?
So, you know the spell Earthquake, yes? Yes?
Yes.
I don't think Nemesis would know that, because that's a high level spell. Would you think Nemesis would know a high level spell like that, or?
Um, from her
I think
training.
she knows what earthquakes are, but I don't think that she would know like the actual spell.
Alright, so we'll just rule it as you know what an earthquake is, you know the spell.
Wait,
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
So, you take an earthquake, you make it a spell, and you put it in the hammer. So you like smash it down, and an earthquake.
At this point, Evelyn and Kerr start coming back
Wait.
down. I think, what? What is Evelyn?
You said I saw a ring with a ruby.
No,
in
no,
it,
no, no, no,
correct?
no. You aren't seeing this. This is what they're seeing. They're looking about. The room you're in just appears to be like a small, like, storage closet or something like that.
I'm going to take a look at the ring.
All right. So
Yeah,
as you do,
I can enchant my hammers, so I don't think that this would really be useful. So I'll go ahead and put it down.
all right. So I said Evelyn and Kerr come back. And at this point, like Kimberly, as he's like talking excitedly over this stuff, you can see the spittle coming flying out his mouth. Such,
Yes, that's a thing of false life. Yes. You put it on, and you get healthier for a day. Once a day.
at this point, Kerr just like he looks over the shoulder and says, "Right, he probably didn't help much. So yes, as a ring of false life, you gain a little bit of health. You can use it once a day. That hammer, you hit someone with it, it casts the earthquake spell on your location, can do that once a day." And he looks at the staff. "And that thing can cast a firebolt spell 3 times a day." And Kimberly says,
Kerr, I know. I told him. Yes.
I see. How much is the ring?
6 gold.
60.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't afford that. I'm poor.
Yeah, no deal.
and he just like takes the ring
Okay.
off you.
Okay.
No, Trothnart really isn't a magic-y kind of guy, but can he have a look around for anything that he would think might be like even remotely useful to him?
I mean, he seems to be. The thing that he notices is, like again, the boots, the hammer, and the 2 potions.
Okay. The boots. Did someone else pick up the boots?
Nobody's picked them up.
Hey, old man,
Yes.
what are these boots about? Are they some magic or something?
Yes.
What do they do?
Yeah.
And he points to Evan.
Yeah, you know the ropes that one has? Same ammo with boots.
Wait, so they're boots that feather fall?
Yes. But again, it's not as good. It's only lasts like 6 seconds.
Still not entirely useless. What are the
You
boots
can
made out of?
drunkenly stumble gracefully.
The
exactly.
boots
What are they made out
appeared.
of?
The boots appear to be made out of just standard leather, but you can see like near the ankle. They essentially look a bit like the Hermes boots from Zelda, but brown leather as opposed to like greenish or bluish.
Okay.
Like you can see like an assortment of feathers on the side of it.
They seem kind of useful actually. How much?
40 gold.
Now, can I try to haggle with this delusional, crazy, old man who hasn't seen the sun or felt a woman's touch in decades?
I mean, how much are you trying to lower it?
Nah, 40 gold won't work for me. How about 30?
You like kind of you see one of his eyes just squint, but the other one stays just like wild and such. Make a persuasion check
I would
Oh,
love
boy.
to.
with disadvantage because it's quite a substantial like amount you're reducing it by.
Oh, wrong one, sorry.
Well, then that's fine. That's fine. We'll go with the 10, so it's a 6.
40 gold.
I won't take it then, because That's too much. I'm sorry. I won't take it then.
You're not?
No. If I end up breaking my ankles, it'll be my own fault. Don't worry about it.
Yes, well, yes.
What is happening?
I am loving this so much.
Being frightened by a senile old man.
To be fair, I think I'm just surprised because he reminds me of like my great grand uncle or something.
Shit. Alright, so the only other things that really catch Trofnar's eye is the maul, which Nemesis now put down, and the 2 potions.
Wait, how much was the mold for again? 60.
You never asked.
What's your name again, friend?
Are you
The old
talking
man.
to the old man?
Oh, it's Kimberly! Kimberly Battlegump! Yes,
Ah,
yes.
Kimberly. Kimberly, how much is the mole?
Oh, that's,
And you just see, like, start muttering a bunch, and Kerr just says, if you thought that was expensive, the Mall of Earthquakes is 55,000 gold.
What?
Oh.
Alright, I didn't know that much money existed in the world. Okay.
Well, I know what somebody's gonna be asking for if we win the fights.
Princess, you know how you're from, nobility and you've got, tracts and tracts of land and all that kind of stuff. Do you reckon you could... And it is my birthday coming up after all.
No.
At this point, Kimberly goes,
yes, 55,000 gold, yes.
it looks like he's finally finished calculating it all.
Now, do I want to threaten to kill this old man until he gives me the mole?
Oh, come on, this is like the first person we've seen that's close to Evie's age.
I
There
mean,
we go.
it
How old is
seems
Evie?
like he's pretty
Evie's 95.
And how
he's
old...
pretty
Wait,
out
Evie?
there.
is Evie 95?
He looks
Yeah,
to be in his.
old.
He looks to be in his. Oh yeah, Evelyn is is young for an elf, old if you go by human years.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She's like almost an adult. Not quite there, but close enough.
To be honest, I'm in my 200s as well.
Oh, good, I'm not the oldest one in the group.
I'm trying to
Dang,
figure out
who's
how do I
the
get my
youngest then?
stats? Where are my stats? Where's like my bio bit in my character sheet?
It as in. What do you mean by your bio
I'm trying to
bit?
see like how tall, like where it is how tall I am, how old I am. Because I can't remember what I set it as.
Oh right. You would put that in your bio typically.
But all I can find in there is a picture of a dwarf with holding a pint of beer and a Molotov cocktail.
No. That's on bio and
In
info.
the party.
If it, character sheet and then bio and such, and I forget whereabouts it is, or maybe you can choose edit in the top right and change
Yes.
some stuff on there.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's it.
it's on the top when you go into bio, like in the box.
Yeah, it says edit, and then you can
Yeah.
change the details about your
Yep.
character.
I'm 23.
How old is Deslin?
23, apparently.
Oh, then Nemesis is the youngest. Okay.
Oh,
How
yeah,
young
I'm
is
270.
Nemesis?
Yeah, because she's 22. So.
Oh, there we go. We all learned something today.
Yep.
Ooh.
Ba-ba-bum.
All right, so you're standing there with them all after being told its price.
I'm just gonna be like, okay, let's just put it down.
Yeah, I'm just sort of like
I'm not
maybe
sure
like
my
maybe
parents
like
got
I'm
that
reaching
for
for like my
birthday
axe
night.
handle, and then someone stops, and then like one of you guys just
As you start reaching for your axe hand, you watch as Kerr just like you see his right he raises his right hand and it just erupt in flames, and he just like Kimberly can't see this because he's behind it, but you just see him just like he goes from a smile to just like a slight glare and just shakes his head.
Oh, okay. Listen, land. All right.
Why
I
are
wasn't-
you always angering?
As
the
you
shopkeeper?
move your hand away from the axe, he just like flicks his hand and the flames go out. And he just
Because
keeps an
they're
eye on
poor,
you.
Okay.
I'm poor too,
sorry
but I'm
to
not doing this.
jealous This person.
Trotnar, we need to have a serious talk later, because this is not okay.
Yes.
Has anyone found anything else of interest here?
As I say,
So
you find a few scrolls. You can certainly have a look at them if you'd like.
Yeah,
Um,
I'll take a look at those scrolls, see what
Yeah.
they
All right. You can see
they
there's
ever have on them.
there's quite a few. There's like multiple versions, so there's multiple of the same scrolls. But you can see essentially looking through them all, and Kerr and Kimberly help out. The scrolls that you can see, and there's a few books as well, which you assume a more arcane user would like write into their own spell book. You can see there's a scroll for Mage Hand, a scroll for the spell Message, one for Animal Friendship, one for Guidance, one for Resistance, one for Crown of Madness, and one called Find Steed.
I'm gonna look. How much is this Crown of Madness?
25 gold. Yes.
Still too poor for that. I'm just gonna put it back.
Why are we so fucking broke? Can we just stop adventuring and open like open like a joint, like a venture capital firm or something?
I mean, why are you so poor? I mean, you guys are level 3.
Because I'm a homeless dwarf.
You guys are level 3. You sound like I'm gonna be giving you like 1,000 platinum or some shit like that.
True.
That would just be
Yeah,
weird.
Even if I say you're the bestest, most amazing DM in the world.
Yes, because it doesn't work for Matt Mercer, it doesn't work for me.
I'll say you're mean.
Yeah, keep adventuring, you'll probably end up finding bank.
Yep.
Well,
We'll
I
make
can rob.
money somehow.
I mean, don't forget, you guys made a shit ton of money from your last mission
Yep.
for
and we
your
bought a horse with that money.
for your character's level and such.
Okay.
You guys did get like in total about like 150 gold between you all.
Nice.
If you're that desperate, you could try and steal something.
I don't think it's a good idea to try and steal
No.
from this crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't say from them.
Are you saying from
something?
from? Okay. So is someone going to try to take something from under, like try to nick something from, like hide it under their clothes or under their robe or something?
No, I'm not doing that.
Nah, I think. No, I've got no even. No, I'm not going to. Even I won't stoop so low.
Alright, so you basically put the mall back against
I'm
the wall.
terrified of this guy.
What, the half orc or the mad old man?
The crazy one.
Oh, fair enough.
At this point, just like Kimberly's just looking, he's like,
So, anything else? Yes, anything else?
I'm good.
I think I've reached my tolerant limit.
Oh, you should
Can
get
you
that
take
checked
us
out.
outside so we can see some sun?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. Thank you for joining us at Killer Crack. Bye!
and he just like instantly just walks off, and you just see Kerr just like he takes his place again, but you can just see he's just like,
Hey, what's the name of the what's the name of the half orc again?
he's Karmora, but I'm just using Kerr to make it easier.
Car, isn't it?
Yeah, what's up?
I'll say, it must be so fucking boring just standing here working for that crazed old loon back there all day. Can we get you anything? Like a pint or some food or anything?
I mean, if you find anything arcane, I mean, you can always bring it to us. We could either sell it or use it or something like that. I don't drink, so it's not really an option for me.
Okay. Well, even like ale or something. You know, like something weak.
Nah, I gotta keep alert in case Kimberly does something stupid, which is a
Alright,
lot of
fair enough.
times.
Different strokes for different folks. All right. Okay, fair enough. And then I just leave.
All right. So you all leave the madness that was, as Kimberly said it, the Kindle Clank, and you come out. You walk out the door. It appears that the wind had blown it shut earlier, but it opens fine, and you close it behind you. So you are now outside the Kindle Clank. What do you do?
Can I just exhale in relief?
We have to go back in there when we get the book back.
Fuck.
Maybe it won't be so weird next time?
Well, we know what to expect this time.
I'm guessing like all the color has just drained from Nemesis' face
Oh yeah.
out of sheer terror.
She's now paler than her hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can actually see, like, even though there's no guards like around the tower, you can see there's one that is just like standing on the corner, and he sees you go out, and you just see him smile and shake his head. You get the feeling that he's seen. This isn't the first time he's seen that reaction.
Oh.
I
He reminds me
well,
of my great uncle Gloin. He was like that towards the end, before before we threw him down a well.
you what?
Well, then.
Well, he wasn't thrown. He was like trying to fish something out of it, and then like something knocked into him, and he fell down and broke his neck. Purely by accident, of course, but still, I missed all keys.
Of course. I'm just I what just happened?
I don't know, but I'm terrified to my very core.
These people don't get out much if a mad old man scares you.
I suppose that since we have a free day, maybe we should look for jobs around town, find something to busy ourselves.
Oh,
until
Prince
the
is gonna
book
become a
hits.
maid for a day.
That's not what I said.
I mean, given her looks, she would be paid quite heavily.
Wait, so we've got a day to go. Wait, so how far away is Platinum Hold?
Platinum Hold is. Let me look at the map because I gotta measure this. It's
I think
more
so.
than a day.
To go
A lot
to
more than a
back,
day.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you guys heard, but there was a massive explosion there, and I think a bunch of orcs died, a bunch of dwarves died. Sorry, and I kind of feel obligated to go and at least see what that was about and try to help.
Well, we have business here. I'm sure that your tiny little midget friends can wait.
That's just rude.
Tiny little midget friends. All right, if it's not for us tiny little midgets, you wouldn't have the pretty little trinkets you wear all the time.
Going by the map, as far as you're aware, Platinum Hold is at least 9 days of travel. That's not including traversing what you would assume to be the underground areas.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Oh, we have to go underground. That's gonna be fun when we
Yeah.
actually get to it.
Yay!
Underground, overground. The map stops at the mountains.
Yeah.
But you figure dwarves like to dig underground.
Like,
You figure dwarves like to dig underground.
I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole.
Can we at least have like an off
That's
roll
racist.
20 map, please?
Yeah, I'll get an off roll 20 map so for you guys. I think I was actually working on one, working
Hooray.
on making it. But I'll.
well,
Is that kind of saying that all dwarves live on the ground and in holes? That's the kind of prejudice we've been fighting centuries against. Thank you.
Well, some of them do live in the gutters after being drunk.
Fair
Some, but
enough.
not all.
Yeah, let's see what we can actually do around here to make some more money.
Yeah,
Alright, then
I did
just
have a
wanna
map
go
of I did have a map
around
of Jurahan. I've put it in the chat for you guys.
Right, is there a town crier around near us, or some sort of like notice board, or some sort of
Make an
newsstand?
investigation check.
I would love to.
Can I make one too?
Yep.
Great.
As for the town cries are basically saying the same thing as before. The only real difference is just several of Marion's Ronan's possessions already booked by some of the nobles of the city. The rest shall be auctioned during the blood pits. That's about the only thing.
Ah,
Okay.
there's more blood
Wonder
pit
where it
shite.
would be auctioned.
So I would say Evelyn and Delson, you start hearing rumors about it's just hearsay, but you keep hearing words about skull diggers and another thing about something called the bowl. But
So what?
the bowl. B-O, as in a bowl of like water, a bowl of cereal, kind of deal, that kind of deal. Like it's called. You just hear them call it the bowl.
How's a bowl?
Something you put stuff in?
Not the question I was asking, but thank you at least for an answer.
It's what I do.
I know. So you want to go hunt down these rumors?
Yeah. Let's go hunt
what
down
we-
these skull diggers.
So, anyone else in the party heard these rumors about skull diggers and bowls?
I agree, person in the background.
What do they say?
I don't know. He just said so I just said I agree.
Oh, it was probably my mom or something.
Potentially.
Yeah.
None of you really know about anything called the Skull Diggers, and none of you have been in Exeter to know about whatever the bowl is.
Well, time to ask around.
Really?
Alright, so
Time
you're
to
going.
ask children again.
So you're actively going to try and ask. Is there any way in particular that you're asking? Because obviously, Exeter's a big city, so really you'd only be able to like ask about in one of the sections.
Tavern.
All right. So you know of two
Of course
taverns.
you want to tell
You know of the Raven's Call, which is in the the Treetop District, and there's another one called the Croc in the Roots District.
Well, the croc sounds lovely.
Yeah.
It does.
Sounds
Oh wait, no,
very
not the Croc.
crocky.
Not the
Favorite
Croc.
kind
Sorry,
of
sorry,
food.
it's not the Croc. It's the Splintered Tankard.
Oh, even better.
That
Yeah.
sounds
Look at
painful.
you taverns.
All right. So are you
Let's
going
look at
for
the
like
taverns.
one of the taverns, or are you going for both of them?
I don't
We
know.
have a day. We could hit both.
Yeah.
Okay, which one of the two are you going for first then?
The
Croc.
closest one.
The
Well, from where you are, like if we just go by that you were asking about mostly in the Treetop District, it would be Raven's Call. That's the closest.
Right.
mm,
All right, so you go in and I assume you ask Brynjolf about which particular topic are you asking about first?
we will be asking him about the skull diggers.
As you, when you ask this, you can see like he's like cleaning the top of his counter, and as you just see his hand stop, and he just says, "Why are you asking, lad?
We heard something about them.
You hear stuff about them all the time. Don't bother with it." And he just like continues cleaning.
Okay, then. How
That's
about
not
the
wrong,
ball?
The bowl's the bowl's a bit under the city. It's where the underground lake is and the river out to the sea.
You said underground lake?
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. Exeter's built on top of a river that feeds the Yvlothlok forest. has a river that leads in from the Sul. It's fed from the Sul River, and the remainder of it goes out near Pterodon's Crossing.
So if we're dealing with something that sounds like a monster, and we have an underground lake and a river that's leading out into the forest, we might want to check there, you guys.
Aye.
that-
Skull, some kind of like ghouly necrophage kind of thing.
He just kind of looks at you, and he seems to be like just trying to get a read on you. And he just says, "Skull diggers ain't something that you should worry about, lad. The bowl, I mean, I've heard the rumors too. Apparently, it's flooding."
Oh. Oh.
I could take care of that.
It's not that simple, lass. If it's flooding, that means that the river out to Pterodon's Crossing has been clogged up. And that ain't exactly a small opening.
Well, water is my home, so I might be able to take care of it.
Aye. I'm used to the smell these days.
Well, if there's a job involving the bowl, they'll either wait until the blood pits, or if it's urgent, they might give it to the plane hunters, or you might be able to ask one of the higher ups, shall we say?
Well, we are members of the Plane Hunters, so
Right, so we back to the Pigeon Palace then? Ow.
maybe we should check that other place just in case.
Aye, the splintered goblet?
The splintered tankard.
Aye, that one.
The croc.
No, the croc is my mistake. I misnamed one of the things. Because the croc, I'll say for asking about, is what appears to be a general store.
Lovely.
Alright, so you're heading towards the splintered tankard then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so you make your way into the Roots District. At this point, in the time that it took for you to speak to Kimberly, walk about between the areas and ask about, involving rumors and speaking to Brinley at this point, it's around mid-afternoon. So you make it to the Roots District, which appears to be where the less off people are. So lots of rundown houses, lots of, the roads are not paved or anything, they're just, dirt or mud. You can see people in, some of them in rags, walking about, just carrying various, lumber and such. You see beggars on the street and such. But eventually you make your way through, you ask for directions about where the splintered tankard is, and you come into a building. It's weird. It looks like the builders couldn't make up their mind if they wanted a building made of lumber or a building made of stone. So you can see just different parts of it. It's just lumber, then stone, and a bit more stone, and some lumber, and then more. It all looks a bit crumbly. You can see some of the stone is heavily chipped. Some of the wood has been stripped away. And you can see the sign, which basically shows a really poorly drawn picture of a tankard with an axe going through it. This appears to be the splintered tankard.
Well, we found your place.
Yeah.
And I point to the tankard with an axe through it and go, "Oh, looks like I've been here."
Yes, it does.
Okay, so we walk in, I'm guessing.
Okay, so as you walk in, you can see that the place is a mess. It stinks. It is filthy. You can see what barmaids they have are just doing a half-assed effort to clean it up. You can see a load of very poor off people, a bunch of obvious rough types. And then behind the counter where the barkeeper is, you can see a goblin just sitting there talking with somebody.
A goblin.
Yeah, he's wearing like a red tunic and he has like a essentially like a bomber cap on, but his ears are obviously sticking out from the side of it.
Hmm.
Ah, well met, friend.
What do you want?
Pint of ale, please.
He just like he just lifts up, he brings out a tankard and just like almost throwing it over, just pushes you.
That's free copper, mate.
Do you guys like my shitty tankard with the quote unquote axe?
Wait, where?
It's
What?
amazing.
Where? Oh right,
So
I'm on the. That's why I'm in the fucking.
Wait,
Yeah,
Yeah?
it's
Wait,
in the
Alarm
roll
just
20.
joined-
Oh,
Yeah, Alarm just joined in the roll 20.
Huh, weird. Yeah, well, he's not.
To be honest, it more looks like a root beer float with like a 99 stuck at the top,
Yeah.
Yeah, it
like,
does.
I don't...
It does, yeah.
which is a very. Do you guys have like? Do you guys stick like chocolate bars and ice creams in America?
Yeah.
You can.
Okay, I was wondering.
Okay, I don't think they're that uncultured.
Okay. What?
All right.
The unlimited elegance of the 99 hasn't reached them yet.
Yeah. So you pay the free cup and you take a drink. It tastes like shit. It is really bad ale.
Is it worse than Pterodon's Crossing?
Is it worse than the ale he made?
Is it actually
Well-
worth the price?
No, the thing that I made wasn't the thing that Trofnar made. I should say that wasn't ale. That was basically poison.
So to answer, better, worse than Pterodon's? Yes, Pterodon's actually tasted like it wasn't good quality, but it was clear they trying it. Worse than he made? You don't know because Trofnar's never drank it. Is it worth the price?
All right, I take a sip and go. Is it right? I'm not dead yet, so it can't be that bad.
Give it a bit.
Anyway, listen, we sort of been hearing around town some talk of something called skull diggers. We wondering if you have heard of it. I've heard about them.
What about him?
I don't know. To be honest, all we've heard is there's something to do with the grave diggers kicking up fuss down in the bowl under the city.
Always look down the bowl. What's it to you?
I was wondering if you need whatever these skull diggers are. I wonder if you need a couple of brave and mighty heroes to go and get rid of them for you.
Well, if there were, I won't be asking you lot.
You know.
Of course, now I got fucking people who could do that shit for me if I wanted to.
Hmm. So, can you tell us what you do know about the Skull Diggers?
I know they ask questions, you're gonna end up in a heap of trouble.
We can handle it.
Aye, whatever they throw at us, I'll push it right back. Have I figured out? Okay, just so people know, like, I'm guessing the Skull Diggers are like the local gang. I'm guessing.
You're not too sure. I mean, that's down
The
to
newest Pokemon villain.
that's down
Team
to
Yeah.
Skull Diggers.
that's down
Yeah.
to that's down to what you
trouble and making trouble.
that's down to what you assume. It's down to what
Me, that's right.
The Skull Diggers are blasting off again.
this is something that a DM has to deal with.
Drop a rock on us.
No.
This is something a
Can I
DM
put
has to deal with. Don't worry.
Can I put a goal down and say, I'm sure that person to person could tell some new people here maybe a little bit about who these Skull Diggers are?
He like eyes the gold and then, not breaking his gaze on you, just reaches forward and slowly pulls the gold away.
They're a local group around here, let's just put it that way.
I see that.
You know, shit. You want to get shit done, you ask them.
But I'm guessing it's not like you ask the gravedigger to clear out your gutter in there. I'm guessing it's more, you need another, you need someone getting rid of, or you need some, you got some stolen goods you need to fence. I'm guessing it's more of that kind of problems you need to sort out.
You see him just kind of like look at you, Ellen, and says,
I mean, you're the one that said it, not me. I don't know anything. You're the one that's suggesting that the Skulldugers do such things.
Well, when you don't give enough information, that makes you think that way.
Aye, the brain rushes to conclusions if you don't give as much to go off.
Hey, you're free to make your assumptions.
So
Tumbleweeds go flying by as we're staring at each other.
yeah, it's like a proper like Mexican standoff. Yeah.
I would say, also, let me check what. I need to see who's got the highest passive perception here, just to see if they can see what's going on.
I say,
Uh,
yeah.
there we go. All right, yeah, okay, so that's who's got the highest perception. Evelyn, you actually notice that some of the rougher types are now like actively looking over at you lot.
I'm gonna stare back at him and give him a little smile.
Nervous smile.
You see a few of them just like talk to you, like whisper over to a few of them, and they just keep looking.
I'm gonna go to the closest table with the ones staring at us and go sit down. Hello.
God damn it! If you get stabbed, it's not my fault.
You see,
I want to keep an eye on Evelyn.
You see one of them like keeping an eye on Evelyn, but the majority of them are just staring at you, and you can see at this point, like you can see from where you are, Evelyn, you can see that the goblin appears to just occasionally be looking over at the rough types.
So, is that all you want from me then, or?
I mean, and you guys have a drink?
I'm good. Thank you for the information, though.
You sure? It doesn't make you go blind, so it's got to be all right.
Trust me, I've tasted what you've brewed.
Aye,
If those are your standards, man.
I've been nowhere near this, alright?
He clearly does not want to give us any more information. We should find
No.
some elsewhere.
Mm.
I agree. How about with, Evie's new friend? We can ask him.
It's not a
Well,
single person. It's a group of like 5 people.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
How are we playing this, people?
Diplomacy.
Intimidation?
So how is the room right now?
It is quite full. There are quite a few people that are here. I mean, you can have a look to see if anyone else is looking at you. As I said, Evelyn spotted a small group, but you can also see if anyone else might be looking.
All
Alright,
right. That perception.
Yeah, that's perception.
Yep.
Oh God.
As far as you're aware, no one's staring at you.
Can I see? Can I try to see?
Perception check.
There we go.
You can see there are 2 more groups of people that are staring at you. You don't know why, but they're doing so.
Hmm.
Can I help you, lads?
No response.
I'd rather you not get into another one of your drunken brawls right now.
Hey, I'm at least tipsy. Can I help you, lads?
You see a few of them just like talk, just like exchange some words between each other, and they just like keep staring.
Hmm.
At this point, you hear the goblin speak up.
I want to rouse him up, lad.
Well, Trotnar, you heard the man. That means you should probably not speak.
Probably shouldn't breathe.
Should probably stop looking at me then.
Calm yourself, Pepe.
Alright. Just so you know, he doesn't end up in the hospital. I'm gonna be the better. I'm gonna be the better dwarf here, and just walk away.
All right. So, are you all leaving this splintered tankard?
Hell yeah, I'm getting out. I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
dealing
gonna
with
go.
this. I don't want to be killed by 20 people in a bar. That's not how I
I'm
want to
going
go.
That's not how anyone wants to go.
That's literally in my bio of like choice way to die, bar fight.
All right. So you all leave the splintered tankard. Where do you all go now then?
Well, did they not them Brynjolf something. I'm sorry. Did he tell us where the bull was specifically?
He said to ask around either in the Hunters Guild or ask maybe in the higher up areas, like nearer to where like the nobility are.
Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Not like where the actual nobility are, but like, you know, essentially it's in the higher up
Yeah.
areas.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so where do you guys want to go? Do you want to go mingle with partial nobles, or do you want to go to the Hunters Guild?
Let's go mingle with it. Let's go speak to these nobles, I guess.
Alright. Whatever.
Why do you sound so disappointed? Are nobles a bad thing to you?
Because I'd rather be. To be fair, I'd rather just be in a pub somewhere, not talking to hoity-toity fairy likes like you. Alright. Just who I am, really.
Who you are is a drunken disaster.
Got a fucking problem with that.
All right, so
Quite a few.
So you begin to make your way towards the upper areas of Exeter. You have to go through the treetop district to get to it. But as you do, you notice that there are several people behind you that you guys recognize from the bar. They're keeping a far distance from you, but it seems that they are focused on you.
And we know that, and we know
Do
we know it.
all notice them right now?
You all notice them because they rolled terribly on their stealth rolls.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Okay. Where are we right now?
At this point, I would say you're just entering, you're just going by the Raven's Call.
Okay. Going to turn around, I guess, against my better judgment and look at them.
As you turn around, you see they start just like... It's kind of clear that they're just acting like they're having this conversation with each other, and just like they start like pointing in areas. It's like, I'm not even needing to do an insight check because you know at this point that they're just trying to be inconspicuous.
Wow, okay. Do you need assistance with something?
And are you saying that to them?
Yes.
They're about 80 feet away from you, so are you yelling this to them?
Do you need assistance?
Okay, I will get closer to them against my better judgment again.
Alright, and I guess you guys says, "Oh, no, we're just showing me mate here. This place, that's all. We're fine. So you see over there, that's a big old tree that they planted here years ago, yeah? Yeah."
Yeah.
And they just keep trying to pick a conversation.
Now, do these men, do they have any sort of tattoos or marks or anything?
You can see a couple of tattoos on them. You see one on the neck, but it hides behind his tunic and such.
Okay.
But yeah, they all seem to have like a form of tattoo, but none of them really have anything that seems like uniform.
I'm going to have my hand near my bow just in case.
Aye.
Yeah, I'd say we'll be at the ready. I guess I'll go back to my party. They haven't done anything hostile or illegal yet, so
Just give me a fucking excuse.
I guess we should watch ourselves while we're looking for more information.
Need.
All
They're
right.
just kind of like, just be casual. Just like
Yeah, pretty
whistling and
much.
shit.
Yeah, you could tell like there was a lot of ums and ahs, like they were trying to think of stuff to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take out my Bible and go up to them.
Oh god.
You have a
Have you heard the
Bible?
good word of Bahamut yet?
All right, so you come up to him, and what do? Like you see, as you hear the one pointing out, says, "Yeah, it was that's, yeah, I don't know how long ago was it? Real long time ago. They planted that. Yeah. Yes.
Oh, you're talking about the tree. I actually have some scripture about that. Would you like to hear?
No, thanks. I'm just giving like a quick sightseeing tour.
Oh, please, no. It's no trouble at all.
Yeah, it really would be for us.
Oh, no, it's fine, really. Actually, here. And I start going on a tangent about things and scriptures.
Random religious bollocks sort of stuff.
Make
Exactly.
a charisma check.
Oh,
Oh,
can I
God.
help her?
Please
I
do.
mean, what do you say to help her?
I
Have you-
will just start babbling about religion
Yeah.
with her.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you woke up and say, yeah, you're just like, oh yeah, I know about the tree as well. Why don't I help you? And okay, so
Yeah.
right.
Have you ever heard about your Lord and Savior L. Ron Hubbard? Yeah.
You watch as you just start drawing on. You watch as one of the rough types just look about, like lean over to the gore, and then let's see if this hits, which it does, because that is 19. You feel something hit your robes, and looking down, you can see there appears to be excrement on it now.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna hit him with the mace.
Oh god. Okay.
All
Doing
right.
this.
Go ahead and roll an attack.
I got a 17.
That'll hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Oh my
4
God.
points of damage. So you watch as, like, Evelyn just, like, kind of gets nudged back a bit by the hit, looks down, before she just, like, casually closes the Bible, tucks it under her arm, then just pulls out a mace and smashes the guy in the like, directly in his nose. He just watches that, like, oh, God, fuck! But at this point, you see one of the other one says, "Oh, what are you doing, you bleed guards! Guards!" Very quickly, one of the guards runs up. He says, "Right, what's going on? This crazy bitch hit my mate!" And he just he pulls away the guy's hands. You can see he's got a nosebleed from the hit. So the guy just takes like a look and then looks to see you with your mace and says, "Right. Very well, miss. You are coming with me then."
Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute. My friend was just... He threw something at her originally, and I'm sure that she was just doing it out of self-defense.
It's not fair to attack one who's just trying to teach scripture, now is it?
Aye.
At this point, the other guy says, "I fucking didn't. We told her no. She started listening. We were being polite. We listened, and then she just suddenly just looked up and then hit me, mate."
I show my now
look
sullied
at her
robes.
clothes.
Well, that could have been any fucking thing. That could have been any fucking thing. She's been in the Roots District. I know it.
Well, how do you know that? Have you been following us?
No, we haven't. We came from the Roots District. We saw you leaving it. I mean, why do you think that you guys turned around and was like, "Hey, you need a hand here"? It's like, fuck it, we saw you leave it. You could have gone in there. At this point, the guy says, "Right. We're gonna make it simple. Let's say," and he points to the wounded person, "that you did throw stuff at them. Right. I'll get someone to deal with that. The fact of the matter is, however, miss, is that you have committed assault in the city of Exeter. Therefore, I am duty-bound to bring you in for questioning and the like.
And I'll happily answer any questions you may have.
Right. If so, I must ask you to surrender your mace, just for safety concerns.
And I'll pass over the mace to him.
Right, he just holsters it. And he just, like, whistles over to one of the other guys and says, question them about... Apparently, this one of them threw shit at this one. Do the questioning and all that stuff. And
I'm guessing these guys are like used to this at this point.
It seems like they've... It seems like this is something that they've experienced in the past.
Yeah.
But also, like, two people arguing, saying one did something, one didn't. Or one did something else. Like, they're used to that. So they're just, like, on autopilot with that kind of stuff. As for you, miss, and he just, like, not, like, super roughly, but enough so that you can't get away, grabs you by the arm and just starts taking you towards the upper areas.
Catch up with you guys later.
Actually, I'd like to go with her.
Are you with this one?
Yes, I am, and I witnessed the whole event, so I would be, you know.
Alright, just... If that's the case, please don't run off. I don't want to bother doing this chase stuff all over again. He just starts walking a bit quicker.
Yep. Alright. Me and Evie are off to be questioned.
Okay. What about Delsin and Trofnar? What are you two doing?
Oh, God.
I'm going to keep an eye on them, and then just give one of them a death stare.
Alright. You see one of the ones that just there just like has a big sneer on his face. The guy that's questioning him can't see at this point. Just see him just there like...
Oh, boy.
Have my eyes on.
Okay, so... and beyond that, is there nothing else that you and Trofnar are doing?
Apart from plotting a way of getting those two out of prison, nothing.
Okay, so are you like going in the inn or are you following on with them?
Doesn't?
Oh. Well, we still have to do some stuff, though.
I'm sure we've kicked up enough feathers that, like, if the gravediggers, the skull diggers will probably find us.
Fine, yeah, we should probably just go I guess, in or wherever, or close by where they're going,
So we're following them.
pretty much.
Alright.
Which the goons or Nemesis and thingy? Evelyn.
Thingy. I just keep forgetting her name.
Ew, it's hard.
Evelyn,
It's a weird name,
these
Evelyn.
goons are probably not, these are probably not people we should be following right now.
Alright. If that's the case, I need the two of you to make a perception check.
This should be interesting.
Alright, Delson.
Right.
You're not sure, but as you go past one of the windows, you think you see Brynjolf. But you're past the window beforehand, and when you take a double take, he's not there anymore. Alright, so... Evelyn and Nemesis, you are taken up to the Treetop District, up into another section, which... you overhear from the guard is called the Canopy District. As you come into the district, they drag you off to what appears to be a much more heavily armored gate, and you walk into a place that is crawling with guards. And as you come in, he says, "Don't worry, this is just the Bark District. It's where we all are based." And he just like pulls you into one of the smaller like stone buildings. as he comes in, he just like lets go of you a second and just salutes the person at the front. General Tolas, I have got a case of assault here. Do we have any of our rooms available? At this point, you can see the person sitting in front is actually a Dragonborn. A Dragonborn with silver scales, just like writing in a book. You can see from his age he is quite old, and he just looks at us. Oh yes, there's a room 4. Room 4 would be your best bet. He just goes back to reading. Thank you, sir. This way, and he just grabs Evelyn's arm again and pulls him into the room. So now you're both in the room. There's some stairs. He goes round to one side, and just pulls out like a bunch of rolls of parchment and just places them down. Right, your names?
Emma.
Emma. And you? Points to you, Nemesis.
I suppose since this is a legal matter, I will have to tell you the truth. My name is Nemesis Thallo.
Similar to the guard that you met at the gate to exit, you see his eyes just widen. Nemesis Fowler. Right, so, Emma, you are currently accused of assault on a member of the public. How do you plead?
You started it?
No, dear, that's not what a plea is.
Well, it's the truth.
Be that as it may, if you can see at this point now, knowing that a member of nobility is essentially witness to this, he's quite flustered. The fact of the matter is that, and he indicates to the mess that's on your robe, even if they did that, that still doesn't warrant taking a mace and hitting somebody with it. I mean, what if you had killed him? You would have been done in for murder even if they started it.
I mean, that is true.
So you
But
don't.
he's not dead.
So you don't deny that you assaulted a member of the public.
No, I'm not gonna deny it.
Okay. And Miss Fallow, anything to add to this?
I think it's simple enough. She did, in fact, take a mace and hit him, but I feel that it was purely of self-defense, since I know her and she's not really a violent person.
It's a little on the extreme side, Miss Fallow.
I perfectly understand that, but what if he had thrown something like a vial of acid at her? She reacted immediately, so I'm sure that she couldn't even tell what was going on originally.
If, let us say, just hypothetically, that they did throw a vial of acid, by all means, we would see evidence of damage on Miss Emma here, and we would have certainly have arrested them for assault on yourself. What they did would have probably be considered vandalism at best, but assault kind of carries a heavier punishment.
Of course. Can you tell us what that punishment is?
Well, it is typically a fine of 10 gold, or the equivalent time for hard labor, and usually you do spend some time in the jail cell, depending on how serious it is. Judging from the fact that it appears of just to cause a nosebleed and nothing serious, that can, and because especially since Miss Fallow has spoken highly of you, Emma, we can probably forego that with just the fine. Because he's still, he's getting even more nervous at this point. Just because of the fact that Nemesis
Well, it's your choice, Emma, but I would gladly pay the fine for you.
Oh, thank you so much, Princess.
Very well. If that is the case, and he just like writes a bit more on some of the parchment, rolls it up, and then hands it to you, Evelyn. This is your copy. We shall have a record of your description, what you look like, and your name and such. And until the date specified, don't do it again. Just don't do it in general. He just hands it to you, and then as he takes the gold, he like unhooks the mace from his belt and just hands it back to you. If you're going to swing that, I would suggest in the blood pits.
Oh, we plan to.
Very well.
Oh, there's also another matter.
Yes, Miss Fallow?
I would like you to at least keep an eye on those men. They're suspicious at best.
Skulldiggers are always suspicious, miss.
Oh, those were them.
You think it's the first time that we've dealt with them?
Oh, we were actually hoping to talk with some.
Or at least get information.
You see him, like, lean over to make sure no one's at the door, and then he leans in. Look, miss. You don't want to deal with the Skulldiggers. They are just bad news in general. And if you get stuck in on this, I don't think that the Fallow family's reputation would appreciate that.
I'm not really concerned with the Fallow family's reputation right now.
Be that as it may, I would advise avoiding the Skulldiggers. Leave it to the guards of Exeter for that. It's our job after all.
Can you at least tell me what makes them so troublesome?
They're your typical gang. They steal. Heard rumors that they do assassinations. They beat people up. We just don't have any evidence to prove it.
I see then. Fantastic to know. Well, I'm sure that we won't be seeing each other again. Unless, of course, I manage to do your job for you. But, yes. I think the matter's all handled here. What do you think, Emma?
You perhaps know the way to the underground lake, though. We were looking for that.
The bowl?
Yes.
Only those with permission can enter the bowl.
Are you saying that I don't have permission?
Miss Vallow, you may be a noble of the Kingdom of Jurhan, but Exeter is ruled by the Rona family. They're not going to I'm not going to let you through just because you're a noble. I take my orders from Rona, and they take precedence in the city over the Fallow family. Besides, I am not of a high enough rank to give that permission.
So, if I were to go to the family and to get permission, would that be alright?
If the Rona family says that you can enter the bowl, then it doesn't matter what any of the guards say, you will be allowed to go into the bowl.
Alright then. Good to know.
Very well, I shall have this written up. As I mentioned, Emma, please, if you're going to hit somebody, at least use your fist, because that way there's less paperwork, and there's no chance of you potentially getting locked up for a while.
I just grabbed the first thing that was on me. I mean, it could have been the spear. It could have been a rock.
Or the book.
I think a rock
Yes, it
would
could
have...
have been the book.
I think those last two would have probably been a better alternative.
Yeah.
Ooh, actually, I could have just called on a weapon. That would have been fun.
Like Trothna.
You're one of those types that can summon weapons, aren't you?
Only from my god.
Please refrain from doing that in the city.
I make no promises.
Just...
What was your name, by the way?
My name is Garen.
I'll offer my hand to him. It'd be lovely to meet you again on better circumstances.
He doesn't take it, but he just does a very deep, formal bow. I would hope that we would meet in much better circumstances, Miss Fallow.
Yes, of course. I usually... Actually, I don't think I've ever been in a makeshift... What is this, a prison? A jail?
As far as you can tell, it appears to just be like a building dedicated for interrogations. It's not a very big building.
Yes, well, I will make sure to keep her out of trouble. As much as I don't really care about the follows right now, I do care about my own image.
Then it would be best indeed to make sure that nothing silly happens.
Silly, yes, that's the word.
We'll go with that at this point. Very well. You are free to go. Just show the guards at the gate that parchment, and they will let you out. No problem.
All right then.
And he just like takes another bit of parchment and starts writing down. You assume he's essentially writing up a report of it all. All right. Trofnar and Delson, you tried to follow into the Bark District, but were turned back by the guards.
Okay.
But as you are waiting, you do see Evelyn and Nemesis come out of one of the rooms, one of the buildings even. You see Evelyn show one of the parchments, and he just like nods and lets the two of you out.
Well, now you have a criminal record. Interesting.
It's almost like it's almost like you haven't had shite thrown at you before. What the hell was that about?
Well, I haven't really dealt with people in, 94 years?
Granted, I
Okay.
would have had the exact same reaction, and I could do a lot more damage.
Exactly. He's lucky he lived.
True.
To be fair, stuff like that.
I mean, essentially, like, he must have been, for a second there, he must have thought he was in the middle of a pillow fight. He must have punched him so softly.
Hmm.
Why are you two here?
We were trying to save you.
Well,
You didn't need
the big
to,
scary
I
guard
handled it.
we were heading this way just in case. How does...
We had other things to do. You could have gone and seen the nobles.
I'm alright, thanks.
Yes. Have gone seeing the nobles. When we went this way, and guards were telling us not to go this way.
To be honest, if I went to go see the nobles in person, I probably would just end up in jail anyway.
I don't doubt that. Well,
Right, let's go meet your hoity-toity friends then.
they're not really friends. Okay. You should probably take that robe off, though.
Yeah, she's fine. It's a perfectly fine robe. She's alright. Don't want to waste it.
Or at least get it cleaned.
Right. Anywhere nearby that we can actually get this cleaned at? That we should know of?
There's probably a
I
three
don't have a
control
magic
thing.
cleaning spell.
I actually don't have a magic cleaning spell. I do have one that can mend things, but can't use that right now.
I was carrying a tome of shit removal just for this very occasion.
No, that would be prestidigitation. You can't see any like wells or anything in the Canopy District. You get the feeling that these use like a plumbing system, given how fancy it is. But you do know that there's a few like pumps and such in the Treetop District, which is just a little bit further downwards.
To the
I'm just
pumps.
roaming all around today.
At this point as well, it is late afternoon. It's coming into evening.
Well, at least if we're trying to hatch an egg, it'll go quicker.
All right, so you head back into the Treetop District. It doesn't take you too long to find a pump, and you spend about 5 or 10 minutes just washing out. It still stinks, but at least it's not actually on your robes anymore, just the smell's lingering.
Princess, you've got some perfume on you, don't you?
Unfortunately, not.
I shall BRB.
Okay.
See you in a bit.
You could always borrow one of Trofnar's potent, possibly poisonous ales. Even that
I don't
smells
have any
better
on me,
than...
but I can brew some up in a minute.
Wait a minute. Searching through my bag, I have incense.
Yeah, you could rub that on it.
Incense rubbing away.
Ooh.
Now I have light. Alright, so you use some of your incense, just a small amount, but it does mask most of the smell. You occasionally still get a bit of it, but for the most part,
We can blame
it's gone.
Trofnar for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, it's starting to get later. Where should we head? We did talk to the guard in there that arrested Evelyn. He said in order to get into the bowl, we need permission from the noble family here.
Well, he never said who gives permission. You just gave him an example, and he gave you an answer.
We can crash a dinner party.
I don't think that it would be appreciated if you all crashed a dinner party.
Well, not us, you.
Hey,
Right. Well, I've already made myself known to several people that I did not want to. So I'd prefer not to do that.
Well, we can always find some noble and intimidate them.
Or
Trofnar's
we could
scary
not
enough
get
for that.
arrested again.
Intimidate, not attack.
hey. Being scary's not a crime.
Noble intimidation may be attacking.
Well, a bad smell's not gonna kill him.
You would be surprised.
Alright, so what do we all want to do?
I don't know, what are you all doing?
Well, I'm asking the team.
Are we all finding a weak spindly noble to intimidate?
Are we going to continue looking for the nobles? Are we going to settle in for the night?
I mean,
since
just
it's
a
late?
reminder to yourself, Nemesis, don't forget that Gus did say that.
Oh, yes. Okay. Now that you've actually reminded me of that.
Yeah, I'll say that. I'll give you a freebie on that one. Just remember, always take notes to remember that stuff.
Yes. I actually did remember earlier, and then I was like, well, we're doing other things. I'll just get it later. And I forgot.
And you forgot.
All right.
All right, that's your freebie.
Yes. All right.
Everyone gets one.
Since it's getting later, I don't think that nobles would really appreciate us crashing. And since we want information, I'd say it's best to stay on their good side. For now, though, I should at least go get my shield before Gus closes shop.
All right. So, if that's the case then. You make your way back to the smithery. It does eventually start to become night, but as you arrive, you can see the lights are still on in the smithery, and as you try to open the door, it does open. You can see actually Gus is there. Just it appears to be he's putting stuff away, and as he like turns around, sees you walking, says, "Oh, units! I was wondering when you would return. Your estimated time of arrival was rather late. I assume you're here to collect your shield."
Yes, I apologize. We got caught up.
It's fine. I know what you units are like. So it was, and he like bends down like, "Ugh, there we go. So it was a down payment of 10 gold, which you provided, and then a 10 gold upon the completion of the service. I assume you've got that 10 gold.
Yes, I do.
All right, you pass him the 10 gold, and he passes you the shield. And as you hold the
I'm
shield,
spending money today.
yeah, just.
Boy. All right. Yep.
So I will just make this viewable to yourself. I haven't got graphics for it yet, but you now are the owner of a kite shield.
Yay.
Lifting it is quite a bit heavier than your current shield.
Alright.
Essentially, it does not give you the passive +2 to your AC, but as a reaction, you can essentially raise the shield, which increases your AC by 3 until your next turn.
Okay, then.
But it doesn't apply if you choose not to use a reaction.
Be right back.
So essentially, you're sacrificing a passive AC for a higher reactionary AC.
Okay.
Yeah, so the handout is now available for you to see.
I think then I can handle that. So I'll go
Okay.
ahead and... Well, I'll have my shield in my inventory, but I won't have it, like, on me.
Yeah.
Then I'll have this greater shield, which I can use for a reaction.
Yeah, so say like you get an attack, a melee attack is made against you, and it's like, oh no, it's 3 more than my AC, 2 more than my AC. I used my reaction. Now my AC is even higher, so ha, it misses.
Yeah. All right. To add that into my inventory.
All right.
All right then. It weighs 10 pounds.
Yep. It's a pretty, like, you can, like, looking at it, it is, whereas with some of the attacks that your shield has taken, it's actually been able to pierce through. This one, it's gonna take a lot to pierce through at this for that one, like a lot more than your now previous shield.
All right, and thank you very much. This actually looks like it will be very helpful to me.
I would hope so. I do try to make sure that it works well for units.
I'd also like to very quickly just sell you something. I'm going to take out my mace. I don't really use it or need it, so.
He like takes the mace and looks at it. How much are you looking for this unit?
I don't know the standard price of a mace.
Let us see how much the selling price of a mace is, and then go from there. Let's see.
Yeah.
5.5 daggers, I'd say.
I don't think it's going to be that expensive. Ooh, is that the weapons? That's not the
Yeah,
weapons.
no.
There we go. So a mace is that much. Yeah. So you see, he like takes it, he looks at it, kind of weighs it a bit, gives it a few practice swings. Well, the unit has clearly taken good care of it, and it's in sufficient quality. I would be willing to offer you 3 gold for this.
3 gold. Can we make it 5? The craftsmanship was very good. It was for my 18th birthday.
Make a persuasion check.
Alright. Oh wow.
Well, you know. Who knew?
Oh, +6 persuasion. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
I'm back.
The power of authority.
See? Posh accents. It opens doors for you.
What did I miss?
Given that this unit has just bought one of these shields, I can't see why not. And he just like takes the gold that he had given you and just gives you essentially half of it back.
Alright then. Fantastic.
He just like he for once, like you see that he's usually like meticulous with everything, but with the mace he just kind of like just puts it into the box that he was holding and doesn't even bother eating it up, and it just says, very well, unfortunately I have just packed up all my stuff, so I cannot offer you anything else. But thank you for your service, for the gold you've provided, unit. and I hope that keeps you alive. And he just walks into the back room.
I'm trying to figure out how to delete this now.
So what you would do is, let me just pull up your character sheet. You see the lock to the right.
Oh, yeah.
If you click on that, it allows you to, and then click on the red trash can. It gets rid of it.
Perfect. There we go.
Just a quick question. Are we all at the smithy now, or just Nemesis?
Were you all going to follow her at the smithy? Didn't say.
I assume so.
Just wondering,
Yes.
because I had to be kicked out of the last time I went to go see Gus.
Yeah, we're not letting you in.
Yeah, we're holding him out.
Basically, Drofnar is just sitting outside.
Okay.
Yeah, we're holding him outside there.
Like a muzzled dog. Okay.
Yeah, essentially like a dog who's just gone in to get like a packet of crisps or something like that from the
Brilliant.
shop. Yeah. All right. So you leave the blacksmith. About a minute or so later, you see the lights start to go off, and you hear the door lock. So the smithery is closed. So what do you do?
Kind of feeling out my shield. Yay.
Unfortunately, I don't have a graphic for it, but it's like how you usually see kite shields in video games. It's that shape.
Yeah.
It appears to be solid steel, although obviously there's a little bit of a, sort of like a rim on the edge of it to keep it all clamped together and such. It doesn't look like really fancy, but it looks like Gus went for more practicality than looks.
So a kite
It's
shield.
not
That's like
beautiful,
the.
but it'll save my beautiful face.
What was that you were saying, Trafnar, there?
So like a kite. The kite shield's like the Norman
Yeah, the one
Like,
that goes
two-
the one that
two-
goes like that, and then like kind of curves downwards into the middle.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Okay.
Yeah, that kind of that's what I mean when it's a kite shield.
Okay.
All right. Does anyone else have any other business that they're forgetting about?
Not really.
All right then. So what time is it at this point?
At this point, it's night. Like the moon is like one of the moons are starting to rise.
There's more than one moon.
There are 5 moons.
Oh, sick.
Oh boy.
Oh, fun.
Yay.
Saloon must be having a fun time. Actually, I'm not even sure if she exists in this world.
Who?
Saloon.
Oh, got her to the moon.
Yes.
Fun.
Well, considering that everyone is probably closing up or going to sleep, should we head back to the tavern?
Yep.
Sure.
To the Raven.
All right,
Yeah, to the Raven's Hold. So bad with names.
it happens.
Raven's
You'll eventually
Hall.
get the hang of it.
Yeah.
I was about to say you'll eventually get the hold of it, and it's like, huh. Okay, so you enter into the Raven's Call. You spend a little bit of time just sitting about. But then, as you talking, Brynjolf actually comes out from behind the counter and just leans into you, Dels, and just says, "Hey lad, can I have a word with you?"
Okay.
Yeah, not here. Just...
Okay. Get up.
All right. So he takes you to the back behind the counter and just says, "Through here," and just like opens the door and beckons for you to go in.
Do any of us notice this?
Yeah, do we notice this?
But yeah, he just came up and asked Delsin if he can join him, take him somewhere.
Oh, I thought that he was like trying to be subtle about
No,
it.
no. He just walked up and said, "Hey, can I speak with you, lad?"
Okay. Then can we just like keep like, I don't know, an ear out or something? See if we can
Sure.
actually hear him. Alright.
All right. So, Delsin, you enter the room. You can see it appears to just be like one of the rooms with the kegs. And as you come in, as you walk in, Brynjolf comes in behind you, and the door is slammed shut. As you turn around, you just see that Brynjolf he's got a dagger out, but he's casually holding it and says, "Lad, you need to tell me what the fuck it is that you're doing."
Okay, put the dagger down first.
I'm not putting this down until I know exactly where you stand, lad.
Clearly, he stands right there.
Where I stand with what?
Yeah, but
The
Exactly.
Skull Diggers!
Look, I'm just like them. We have no idea about them or what they're doing.
Then tell me, lad, why is it that you had a bunch of them fucking follow you here?
We're trying to just figure out who they were. We aren't from around here.
Yeah, I know that. You think I don't have eyes and ears around here either, lad?
Seems everyone does these days.
No, only
Well,
the
eyes and
ones,
ears.
only the ones that have their best interests at heart. You see him like spinning the dagger, but he hasn't made any aggressive moves. Look, what do you want to know about them? Why do you want to know about them?
All we did was hear rumors. We're simply interested. That was it.
You ever heard the phrase, curiosity killed the cat, lad?
It's a common one here.
Well,
From
you're lucky that that didn't happen. You see him like just turn his head a bit to the door and just like listen slightly. I just want to make one thing sure here. You're not with the Skull Diggers and you don't give a toss about them, right?
I am not with them in any circumstance.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Okay. And remember, this also gets
Plus,
a plus
plus
2.
2. Yeah, I'm aware.
So, persuasion.
You see him like twirl the dagger around and just like place it in his holder. Look, lad. Skull Diggers are bad news. They run the lower areas and clearly you must have pissed them off a bit. I'd advise you keep an ear out for now. Because if they've got an eye on you, it doesn't end well. You'll be fine in here. None of them will... They tried to take over Raven's Call. That didn't end well, so you're safe in here for now. Keep an ear out, alright?
I will.
Just to check, you must have really pissed someone off. Was it someone you did or someone you talked to? Or somewhere you went?
It might have been somewhere we went.
Where?
We went to the Shattered Keg, I believe it was called.
I think it's the Splintered Tankard you're referring to, and you're a fucking idiot. That is literally their main turf.
Shit.
Shit.
Look, I'm not saying this in a threatening way like they do, but stay out the Roots District at this point. And don't stay out past night. You should be safe past that. Are we clear?
Crystal.
Right. Now do me a favor, and he opens the door. Get out of my storage room.
I give a nod and walk out with a serious look.
He closes the door behind you. He doesn't follow.
Go to the group and look to them.
You're right, mate. You look like a ghost.
Let's go speak. Let's
Oh,
go
yeah.
rest, guys. Just just upstairs. It's been a bit of a long day for us all.
Oh, it's nice. Yeah, I was gonna have a few drinks and get some food in there. Wait,
No,
you sound
no.
shaky.
I insist that we go. I mean, especially you, Nevesie and Evie.
Excuse me? What
What did
happened?
we do?
Can I give them a look to say we should not be speaking about this down here?
Do you guys interpret that look as what he's saying?
Is that an insight check?
Can I make an intelligence check?
I would say
Yeah.
insight or intelligence. I'll let you have a bit of a free roll on this one.
I mean, there's not really a change for me, so.
Josh and Evelyn, he just seems to look a bit weird. Peach, something seems up.
Alright. I just kind of stand up. I'm quite tired anyway, so. Yes, let's go.
Yes.
Alright,
Hey, Tiny, are you coming?
Yeah.
let me go get one for the road and then I'll come and join you.
Alright, Brynjolf isn't there, but one of the barmaids is able to just pass you a drink.
Sure,
Alright.
I will.
So we all go upstairs except Trofnar, who's grabbing another drink.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Trofnar joins you very shortly afterwards.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's, yeah, I'm just getting like, one last drink of ale and then heading up tonight.
Mhm. Alright. So, is there anything you're doing before you go to sleep, or...
I'm actually going to go into the girls' room this time. And I'm going to write a note in Elven that are like cliff notes of just how much of a mistake we made.
Alright.
Just out of curiosity, what are the sleeping?
Elvin, Evie.
Yep.
What are the sleeping arrangements? I mean, are the boys in together and the girls in together?
Boys got a room,
Yeah.
girls got a room.
Alright, cool.
Alright, so you make the note and I assume you hand it to Evelyn?
Yep. And also a bit of a warning for them, also an Elven, to sleep with one eye open, just in
Oh,
case.
yeah, 'cause me and Trofnar can totally understand you.
Aye.
Everyone can speak Elven, apparently? Question mark?
Also,
No.
yeah.
That's why it's going to Evie.
Okay, so I guess I'm relaying the message to Princess, and you deal with Trofnar.
Yeah.
Alright. So the Cliff Notes, the Cliff Notes are very clearly written by somebody who is terrified. It mentions about it's very messy writing even for Delsin, but it mentions that the Skulldiggers are bad news, that it appears that they have noticed you, and the only thing and the biggest advice is stay in the Raven's Call, or if you have to go anywhere, don't go out at night. Alright, so we'll say for this then.
So, So I'm guessing, now that me and what's his face, Delson. By the way, poor Delson, he's got to sleep in a room with me. Anyway,
Yep.
can I basically ask him like man to man, like, mate, seriously, like, what the fuck's going on? Like, what did they put in your phone? Why did he ask you into the back room? That was shady as fuck, man. What's going on?
We fucked up.
I'm guessing we attracted the attention of the Skulldiggers then?
I'm just going to look at him, nod,
Right.
and make a motion to be lower.
Okay, so right now, if they're as powerful and as influential as I think they are, we have to play it carefully. You know, we have to stick together. Don't do anything that's stupid tomorrow. Well, until we leave, basically. Right? We gotta play. We gotta be we gotta be smart about this because we've got a target on our back now.
We have to at night. Just us.
I literally can't hear you, by the way.
Yeah.
We have to avoid the route at night at all costs.
Okay. Right. Still. So, you know, if we get into a fight, I'll try to take down as many as they are. I'll try to get their attention. I'll try to make sure that none of you guys get hurt, alright? Because I feel like, you know, this is partly my fault. You know, I'd see red. I always think, you know, violence is, you know, how you fix things and how you get people to talk. But I guess it's my fault. We all stuck, you know, we all got, we all stuck our foot in it. So don't worry.
To be fair, Eve was the
We
one that
all made
hit
mistakes.
him.
To be fair, they were following us and we went into the route and asked about it in the thing.
That wasn't very clever, but I feel like we had no idea. We
Yeah.
don't know where.
Exactly. And this is basically the only sanctuary we have. But
Alright.
even then,
To be fair, like, if it's the only place where these guys won't trade, I think Brynjolf is hiding a lot of things. Maybe he's a lot more powerful than we know.
if he is, then we shouldn't. It's best we don't ask.
Aye. He seems like quite a handy friend to have. We should be nice to him and help him out and be nice and courteous. We shouldn't piss him off too.
Exactly. Better that we have at least a neutral ally that
Yeah, exactly.
we know somewhat. Those that help.
I'm not sure how many friends outside this group we really have at the moment, so it's good that
No.
we have one in somewhat high place.
Don't have any here at least. Any friends, all my friends and allies, they're across the sea.
I make it a point of I make a point of making sure that I don't, you know, attract too much attention. I don't make too many friends, just, you know, for my own sake.
Of course.
So
Yes. For now, though, we should probably sleep by taking
Aye.
watches.
all right. So do you want? How should we do this? Do we have like a clock or something with us, or some way of telling time from the room?
Nope, none that you know of.
All right.
Have the moon.
Okay. Now, would I know the phases of the moon?
I would.
I'm a dwarf. I wouldn't.
The thing is that the moons are kind of erratic. I mean, obviously they obviously go from, you know, one side of the sky to the other, but their rotation is weird.
Okay.
When you have five moons orbiting a planet, it's gonna do that.
Fair point.
Yeah. True. Okay. So how are we gonna do this?
Or,
You get.
or wait for a little bit, then wake you up. Get some sleep myself.
Okay.
He'll switch off every now and then.
Oh, cool. What sort of weapons have you got? Just to check.
I have my bow, arrows, dagger, and my rapier.
Right. Okay. I don't think my great axe will be too good if we suddenly get attacked in this room. I'll keep my short sword on me.
That would be for the best. We don't
Aye.
want to cause property damage.
Exactly. Right. So okay. So you do the first shift of the night, and then after a couple hours or thereabouts, you nudge me and we'll swap. Right.
I got this. Just one.
Alright. Cheers, mate.
All right.
Just,
Evelyn
uh,
and Nemesis, then. Is there anything that you say to each other before you go to sleep?
Well, she's got the letter. She hasn't told me anything yet.
I read you the letter. So, what do you want to do about this, princess?
Well, I don't understand why everyone is so concerned. It's not like they can magically grab us here.
I see that smile.
No, I'm just imagining if that actually did just happen. Just suddenly a hand grabs out and pulls Nemesis into a pot. No.
It's like out of a horror movie.
Yeah, essentially. The girl from the ring just appears in front of you.
Yeah. Yeah. A Flowmaster from Legend of Zelda just...
I think that, of course, we should keep an eye out, but I don't think it's anything to worry about right now, especially where we are.
You do have a point there. Maybe we'll run into some of them in the blood pit.
I'd be worried, but
They said there was a free for all, right?
What was a free for all?
The blood pits, like the rules
No. So the gladiator
against the
tournament.
monsters. Yes.
The gladiator tournament is a 1v1. The fight against the monsters is the group. One group goes in, they fight a monster, they go out. Another group comes in, fights a monster, goes out, and so on and so forth.
It's PvE.
Yeah,
Ah.
it's basically like a raid. It's basically like a raid, but with one
How
big
fun.
monster instead.
Sweet.
Good thing I'm good at raids.
Well, if any of them are there, we can at least show them what we can do.
You mean like intimidate them? I think you've done that enough today.
Well, at least they're allowed to be fighting. We could always pay a piece of gold, get into a fight for a little while.
Well, the gladiatorial tournament and the blood pits are tomorrow. I don't know. I don't think that we should worry about it currently. I think that we should just rest up as we normally would and get ready to fight.
Let the men worry and let the women do what we do.
Well, that was the
Clearly, we
opposite.
get everything done.
Yes, obviously. So I guess we're just going to have a normal sleep.
Okay.
Actually,
Yeah.
I'm gonna fill the bathtub and take a sleep in the bathtub.
Okay.
Okay.
So you fill up the bathtub and fall asleep in there. Sleep eventually takes you, with the men rather paranoidly making sure that they keep someone awake at all times. But nothing appears to happen overnight. You all get your full night's rest and you wake up in the morning. Let's see, what time is it right now? It's nearly our normal stopping time, I think. Is it?
It's
Yeah.
2:10 for me.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. So yeah, we could probably continue on a little bit. I'll say up till past.
Okay.
That's roughly our normal starting time, and just that way we can get to a good part. So you all wake up and make your way down to the bottom floor of the Raven's Call Inn. Nemesis and Evelyn, you see that Delson and Trofnar appear to show some signs of being a bit tired, which Trofnar and Delson, you kind of are very well aware of, given the fact that you were jumping off shifts.
Ugh.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
have my helmet on in this point.
Yeah.
Morning.
I think I need one of those rake fire brews.
I get to.
What in
And-
God's name
okay.
happened to you two?
Well, I got convinced by some namby-pamby elf that we were gonna get murdered in our bed, so we took shifts keeping lookout all night.
For real.
One moment.
All right. Delsin does come back with two. Delsin does come back with two Bone Shaker brews. One for yourself, Drofnar, and one for himself.
What is that? I'm not sure it's a great idea to get drunk this early in the morning, considering the day we have ahead.
I don't know. We need a bit of Dutch. When Denmark went out, Holland doesn't exist in this world. Hey, we need a bit of, a bit of courage before.
Okay, I'm back.
Anyway,
You just got the
Anyway, I need
two. You just got the two drinks and handed one over.
hey,
Okay.
we need something good and strong to wake us up anyway.
It's your own fault that you're not awake in the first place.
Right. Listen, I've had to put up with a shit scared elf the whole night. Who he thinks second he closes his eyes, he's gonna get a dagger in the throat. Leave me be, alright?
I just motioned for them to.
To what? You cut off there.
I just motioned for them to shut up.
Is that your family in the background?
My brother brought over children.
Oh,
Yeah.
joy.
Fun.
I'll just kind of
How old is your brother?
go get food.
Almost in his 30s.
Are they his children?
Dude, this isn't.
Will you
So.
describe them as missing?
So.
It's my niece and nephew. Guys, just.
Okay, good.
So
And
you pay for the meals and you hand them over to everyone as they eat.
I don't have enough copper, so I'll just give him a gold.
All right. So are you getting one for everybody there, basically?
I mean, yeah, sure. 1 gold should pay for all of us to have a meal.
Well, yeah, because for all of you that'd be 1 silver and 2 copper in total. So that means.
Yeah, definitely.
And so I'm guessing the meal here, like the breakfast meal here, is like a full English.
Essentially, yeah. It's actually quite decent food.
Very nice.
Alright, what would my change be then?
So that's 4 silver, 8 copper. So
1 gold. Does
I
that
think it's
take away the silver.
5.
That's 9. That's
it's
8.
5
That's
silver,
no.
2.
It's 8 silver, 2 copper.
Alright
Oh.
then. 8 silver, 2 copper. There we go.
Yeah, that's how much change you get.
Guys, wait. Who has the door open?
Fuck.
Alright.
You hear one of them go, sorry, it's my bed. It's my bed. He just like walks over to the inn and closes the door.
Well then.
Well then.
Just randomly screaming.
Yeah. All right. So
Why are all the local
we'll
children and picking on Delson.
say for the sake of brevity that you have your meal, you drink it, you eat it and drink
Sorry
it.
about that.
It's fine.
It's alright.
So you've had your meals and such. At this point, you can see a lot of people are actually starting to leave the Ravens' call. And as Brynjolf comes up to Callisto, says, you might want to head to the arena, lads. The Gladiator Pits is going to start soon.
Alright then.
Alright, bet me off.
All right, watch your back.
I'll do. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right.
So how far away is the arena from the Ravens?
It's roughly like almost clear on the other side of the city.
Oh shit. Okay.
Better get going.
Yeah.
And carefully.
Yep. So as you start making way, there's a lot of crowds here. You can see there's a lot of excited chatter, talking entirely about the Blood Pits. You can hear a few people playing some music and such. But eventually, you are able to make it through to the Gladiator Pit with no issues whatsoever. They let you through, and upon asking about where to go if you want to take part, you're directed to a little bit on the side where you can see surprisingly only a small number of people You can see what appears to be a man in his 30s with slick black hair, a sort of a chest piece that seems to be a bit bigger than he is. You see somebody just completely covered in just metal. You can see he's just got a big chest plate, his arms and his hands are all covered, and he's got a helmet that only has like eye sockets. You can see a balding middle-aged man appearing to have appears to be just a gi that he's wearing. He's just standing there, arms behind his back, legs apart slightly. You do spot Tyr, who's just like surveying it, but you can see he's glaring a little bit further away, and in a little bit further away from everyone else you can see a man in plate mail armor, a large shield, and you can see the symbol of Tyr over his neck. Nemesis, you recognize this person as Grand Paladin Quan. As you arrive, Tyr turns around and says, "Oh, look at this! The brave fighters are taking part, eh?"
Aye, we're the missus for the world.
Looks like we got a bit of a higher turnout here, and from what I've heard, we've got a few people who take part in the blood pits. Looks a bit, says, "I spoke with Burr, by the way. A little bit difficult, but I should actually be able to get you in with using my request. I'm not going to use it for anything. I'll just ask if the Rona family can let you two fight. I assume, because I think you two said that it's you two that are going to fight and the others going to watch."
Aye.
Yeah.
All right, give us a bit there.
Who was going to be in the...
Yeah, all 4 of us will be in the blood pit then.
All right, so the 4 of you take part in that blood pit. All right, I'll be sure to tell them that when I win, and I will win. At the very least, Burr said that you two, and he points to Evelyn and Delson, they say that you're free to come down into the gladiatorial pit, so you'll be able to see things on the level.
Oh, how wonderful!
Yeah, that wasn't too hard. Convincing otherwise was a bit difficult. Oh, hey, here comes Burr. At this point, you see the large Goliath come walking out, carrying a piece of paper.
How are you all doing? Right. So, you're all here for the gladiator fight. Well, welcome to the 502nd Blood Pits fight.
And you see he's struggling to read the writing.
You have all decided to take part in this gladiatorial tournament. The rules are simple. You are to fight one opponent and face the winner from another opponent. You are entitled to only use one spell or unique ability twice. Wait. You're able to use 2 spells or unique abilities in your fight per round. You are healed at the end of each round, but you will not return any of your spell abilities, yada yada yada. Look, you've probably done this before. You beat the shit out of each other until stuff happens. So, I assume that you are all here to take part.
Delson and Evelyn, you hear Tyr says, actually, these 2 points, Delson and Evelyn, aren't they just...
Yeah, no, right. But the rest of you are, right. So, please, brave warriors, step forward and,
Just he places some parchment down on this bench. Just put your names down here. He just sets back and folds his arms. You can tell that Burr is not a spokesperson kind of person.
He's trying.
He's trying. By God, he's trying, but he's still not managing it.
He is very trying, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, you watch as Tyr, Quan, and the others come forward and write down their names. I assume Trofnar and Nemesis, you also write your names down?
I'm going to write
I'm going to write something different for my actual name.
Alright, so you're going to use your fake aliases?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll use Sindri.
Yep, so Sindri and I think it was Briar Tea Leaf for yours?
Yes.
Alright. After that, he just looks to see if there's any latecomers before he just picks up and says, Right. Everyone, follow me into the pits. And he walks into it. You see Tyr just like give. He actually gives Nemesis. He actually gives you like an elbow. You can see he's actually excited about this. Just an elbow in the ribs, and just like starts actually running off towards it.
Oh.
I think this is the first time we've actually seen him joyous.
Yeah, for
Wait,
the most
wait.
time you've seen him just irritated.
Who was it to?
Tyr, yeah.
Oh.
Alright, and
Yeah, she's
everyone,
wearing her helmet.
everyone
No,
just.
Going in.
Yep. So you arrive. So you actually go downwards slightly into essentially what appears to be essentially a pit. Even now, you can hear the sound of crowds up above, just like talking. Bird turns around, and you can see that there is another gentleman, another Goliath, much smaller than him, looking at the parchment, and you can see he's just like writing the names and putting them in a bowl, which he kind of goes up. Bird turns around and says, "Okay, this is how it's gonna work. I pull a name out, I pull another name out, that's who you be in the shit out of. And we go from there.
Makes sense.
Is there any questions before I do this?
No.
Nope. Alright. And you see the other Goliath hand it. So, our first contestant is Simbassi. He places it to the side. Versus Kalamin Kolfrol. And you see the individual with like the bulky chest plate just like step forward and just like outstretches his hand to you. Do you take it? Do you accept his handshake or no, Trofnar?
Wait, what?
He's so
Did he mean Sindri? He said my reign.
he said
my
he said
name wrong.
Sindri, and then he read out the second person who he said was
Oh,
Kalamin,
sorry.
and
Okay.
the person. And then the person just came to stick his hand out towards you, basically to shake your
Oh yeah,
hand.
oh yeah. I shake. Yeah. I shake that outstretched hand.
Kalamin wishes you well.
Hey. I'll try not to
Yes.
kill you.
It's yes. Hmm.
So, next will be Briar Tea Leaf. He places that one down. Versus Shaw. And you see a tall human female with like long red hair. You can see she's wearing some tight leather armor, and you can see on the front of her chest 2 daggers, and she just like casually raises her hand and says, "Charmed."
I as well.
Oh god, red hair and leather. Yep, I think Evie and Elson are having the same reaction. Oh my god, she's hot.
Just gives a light shake and also
Yeah,
partially
right.
a curtsy before quickly pulling the hand away. Next is Grand Paladin Quan. Really, Quan? And just places it away and it says, versus... Oh, you're kidding me. The Glorious Lusef. Really, guys? And you just see the heavily armored individual just like pull off a giant maul and just like raise his hand up. You just see Quan just has his arms crossed, just squinting at him. That leaves Host Tyr against Elrin. Boy, that's gonna be a big one. Okay, so you have your opponents. The first match will be Trofnar. I'm sorry, my mistake. Simbassi versus Kalamin. Hard to remember aliases. I apologize.
Sindri.
Sindri, yes, I'm sorry.
Like one of the one of the Smith dwarves from.
Yeah, I get it, but it's
God of
just
War.
obviously, but just in my notes of like who fights who, I've got it as your character's name because I obviously, you probably would have, but it's easier for me to remember just using the actual character's name. But
I'll
he
write
said,
it in the campaign notes.
yeah,
Wait
but
a minute,
like
what was the name of the lady that Nemesis is fighting?
Shaw, S-H-A.
Shaw.
Who is equally as posh as Nemesis.
But
Burr said
infinitely
Simbassi.
more attractive.
But yeah, Burr said your alias, not your actual name. I just fucked that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
Very well, warriors, to the pits. And as you and Calamin begin walking out, just essentially shoulder to shoulder, well, best he can because you're a dwarf and he isn't, you start
So
hearing...
shoulder to shin, basically.
Basically.
Okay.
So as you start walking out, you can actually hear a voice being amplified. You assume by, I mean, you're not a crazy person when it comes to magic, but you do know of the spell thaumaturgy, which you feel is what's being used right now. And you can actually hear over the crowds, basically people being hyped up and such. And as you walk out, you're met with a loud cheer as you see the stadium is completely full. I mean, essentially going from waiting on the side to the names being picked, so you going in there and such, it's been about half an hour. And you can see there's still people coming in, but you can see there is just people from all sorts of life just standing and cheering and such. And you can see over on the other side a sort of platform entered out where you can see some very fancy seats and such, and sitting there you can see a few individuals which you can only assume is members of the Rona family. You hear the announcer say, "Simbasi, please remain where you are. Calamin, go forward 30 steps and then face your opponent." So, yeah, I assume you stop then?
I do that, yeah.
Yep. So Calamin walks a bit further, and as he does, you watch as he casually pulls out a mace and just twirls it around a bit before turning to face you with his shield raised. You hear the announcer go.
I would put out my great axe and.
As you both do that and stare each other down, the crowd's roars just get louder. To which you then hear the announcer say, "Ladies and gentlemen, I now declare the blood pits open. Warriors, fight!" And that's what we're going to call it for this session.
Yay!
I feel so teased.
And you're gonna love it.
I'm sorry, this D&D has just become an anime at this point.